Pew 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 pew. What's going on? Hashtag grow a pair. What is going on, people? This is hilarious. I've never seen a reaction from the public quite like this one. This is crazy. First of all, shout outs to Chris and Crystal Justice. Crystal is actually live streaming right now. I forgot that she was going to do her live stream, so I apologize for overriding you, Miss Crystal. But if you go over to Crystal Justice's channel and you want to watch that, she is currently live right now for Wacky Wednesday. And I will post the link to join this in the description if you want to. JL, what is up? I thought we would have some fun. And we would talk about how much. Dude. Claude, what is happening? Focused with GK, what is going on? My brother George, how's it hanging? Jamie, what is going on? We got 13 people that jumped in here pretty quick. That is awesome. So check this out. I've never seen an interaction quite like this from the public. I encourage you guys to join me on panel if you want to. I did post the link. Feel free to pop on in here and tell people about your channel. But tonight, we're going to talk about the Skydio. I call it the R2. I don't care that they're calling it the Skydio 2. It sounds weird just to say Skydio 2 when they had the Skydio R1. I feel like this should be the Skydio R2. So I'm always probably going to call it the R2. If that pisses anybody off, I'm sorry. But it's probably just going to happen because it sounds right. So link is in the description. Let's get kicked off because holy mackerel is the Skydio 2, right? For those people that want to be correct, the Skydio R2 for DW's version is making quite a stir in the DJI market already. It is happening really, really fast. Drone Effect says he pre-ordered his today. I actually got a message from a lot of people that said they pre-ordered today. I can't afford it right now. I have too many hospital bills and too many bills to make up on because I'm going into my third month without work. So that's probably not going to happen, but it is what it is. When I have a chance, I will definitely probably be getting one. I was going to get the Anafi, but now for the price point, ooh, boy, I'm probably going to aim for the Skydio R2 because it looks like a lot of drone. Now, I'm jumping to conclusions here by saying it's a lot of drone because none of us have actually seen this thing fly yet within reason other than the videos that we've been shown. But we always find that the videos over-exaggerate a tad bit. That's kind of how everything always goes. Gerald Bob, what's up? It does look like a fantastic drone. I don't even care that it doesn't fold up. Okay, I really don't. Anything after like 15 minutes of flying seems excessive anyways. I normally find I've landed by the 12-minute mark, so 23 minutes in the air is quite extensive. I don't think I need any more than that, especially if I had a couple batteries. But it is stirring the DJI fanboys up. If you go to the Skydio videos that are being posted on YouTube, they're getting just tons of hate. Tons and tons of hate. Dude, I put that video up like 7 hours ago. It's already got like 5 dislikes or something like that. And you know they're fanboys coming in and they're just hating all over Skydio. And that makes me happy. And it makes me happy because they know that there may actually be a competitor out there that's willing to go head-to-head with DJI. Now, the downside to this and the drawback to having a head-to-head company with DJI is the fact that we have an issue here. These are MIT graduate students, and they don't have a huge workshop. They're making these things as they can. Okay, so it's not like they can just mass produce these products and put them out on a massive level. You know, and yes, I did talk about that, JL. We talked about how it looks like they may have paired up with with Parrot in some kind of way to get the designs for the Anafi transmitter to apply it to the Skydio. Now that would seem smart, but Parrot, I'm surprised, didn't take the engagement. I'm surprised Parrot didn't step up to the plate and say, yes, they're currently working with us. That would be a great connection to see France and the US working together on a drone basis, because I feel like the tech that comes out of Parrot is absolutely incredible. And if they are working together, that means that we may have a future in 4K without the need for gimbals using Linux-based stabilization software or EIS. If that is the case, that makes me very excited because that means no more gimbal-operated drones. And I would just be ecstatic if that is the case. I would just be thoroughly happy that we don't have to deal with any more gimbal related issues if they do come together and merge in a sense, whether it's just a partnership based on one drone product or a future partnership. I think that would be absolutely fantastic for that to happen and still get the US based products coming out of here. Bebop fell in the drink 6 minutes. Put it on rice 1 week, flies fine. Yes, dude. Bebop fell in the lake. Gotcha. Front props, yes, inverted front props and standard props on the rear. It is a very cool setup. It definitely is. I feel like this is a well-designed product. It looks like it is crash-friendly within reason as well. Okay, that is a good thing. DJI is known for making products that are plastic, and if they take a hit, they bend, other than the Spark. I think the Spark was kind of a miniature tank. That's how I feel about the Spark. You gotta give kudos to where kudos are due, and I feel like the Spark was a tiny little miniature drone tank. That thing could just take a beating. I've seen people fly it when it's like raining outside. Like, what the heck is wrong with you? But it took every bit of it. So yes, you got to give the Spark credit. But as far as their bigger platforms go, they can't really take a crash. You end up buckling an arm or a leg on a foldable drone, it's pretty much toast. So Snake Stretcher. All right, let's read through some of the comments. I'm going to pause my rant here for a sec. I'm also going to post the link again in case anybody would like to join me on screen, on panel, and talk and get your 2 cents in there. Ron Lockwood, what is going on? And battery clips from the bottom. Only magnets makes me concerned. I'm going to look into this a little bit deeper during the stream. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up the specs and we're going to have a good look at this thing. I think it's hilarious that the DJI fanboys are getting so worked up and the drone really hasn't even had a guinea pig tester yet. They're just so worked up that there might be a possible contender up there with DJI. And I find that to be really amusing. That means that people are actually worried that own DJI products. That means that the company themselves is probably slightly worried. So this could be all good things. I'm good, Ron. Keep it in the USA. Parrot is good also. I'm just saying maybe a simple partnership based on sharing of technology and each of them taking a little bit from the subject and gaining knowledge and being, proactive in the drone market. I would love to see a Parrot between the French and the US. I think that would just be an absolutely gorgeous thing all the way around. I can't see anything bad coming from that, honestly. Snake Stretcher says maybe they are hinting a merge. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking that could be definitely merge aspect. They could have easily made and I agree with that. They could have made a unique design, but they chose to use the Parrot controller. I find that very interesting. I think there's a lot to be said from this. It gets me excited. It's been a while since I've been excited about new products. This is one that I'm very excited about. I was very excited when the Skydio R1 dropped, but at the same time, it didn't come with a dedicated transmitter. That really turned me off. I mean, you're paying $2,500 for a drone that just flies itself, and you can't, as a drone pilot, I want to be able to fly, not just have autonomous abilities, which most of my drones can fly themselves autonomously, and I can fly it. So it was a major turnoff for me that's all you could do with the original one. But now we see that was just beta for what was coming. And I think this is a spectacular drone. Not having ever flown it, not seen a guinea pig test it yet. It's all speculation, but I think it's probably going to be a pretty fantastic little bird. If it's anything even as close as they came up with the version 1, then this is probably going to blow your socks off and be pretty spectacular. So I'm looking forward to this. All right, let me see. I'm getting some comments behind. Steve Carpenter, what is up? Rick in the house. DJI will buy Skydio. Well, we will see. Yeah, okay. So like I said, panel's open. Anybody wants to join, here you go. I am going to post the link one more time, and I am going to pop on over here to Skydio.com. And we're going to have a look at the Skydio 2. Let's go over the specs together. Let's see here. Dot, 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 dot. I don't want Twitter. Don't want that. There we go. Skydio Inc. All right. Here we go at a beautiful price point of $9.99. All right. We got Ron and we got Steve. What's up, gentlemen? How we doing today?
Hey, Dan. How are you, buddy?
I am
How are you, sir?
doing good. I'm excited. Feeling it, man.
Yeah.
Feeling it. Oh.
Yeah, feeling it in the moment.
It's nice to see some competition out there.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Big Daddy asked, does anybody know when you pre-order it, when it will be delivered? Well, I normally during pre-order, they're not giving you much information. It's kind of update by update. That's normally how that works. They just kind of let you know how far they've come. You got to remember, they're not a massive plant manufacturing these things. You know, I'm sure it's a good amount of staff, but I don't think they have the ability to mass produce these on the level everyone thinks they do. I think this is going to be a very slow process, and I think it'll get better as people purchase it, because then they can purchase or rent maybe a larger space and actually start getting some help and some machines in that can actually help them do a lot of the work without having to rent machines to assist. So I think this could be a very good thing. I think it's going to be slow. I don't think Skydio is going to be pushing these things out, at 100,000 units at a time. I think it's going to be pretty slow process.
I think too on that pre-order, Dan, it's exclusively state limited supply.
Yes, I know. I can't right now just because I have so many bills to pay.
I know.
Yeah. I did reach out to Skydio today. I sent them an email saying I would absolutely love to test this product, and gave them some credentials, threw them on the table. I said, hey, what's the worst that happens? You get a bunch of, free advertisement and I send it back to you. I mean, what's the worst that could really happen here? So we'll see if they take the offer. I'm excited for this drone. I really am. This is, I think, kind of a Lord of the Rings drone right here. This is like the one drone to rule them all kind of situation. I'm feeling it. Now, not to say it's going to have zoom capabilities and all that other stuff, because I don't think that's there. You're still going to have your DJI things that are going to do better at certain things than Skydio is. But I think for an all-around generalization of the product, it can pretty much handle the majority of what people are going to want to do with it within professional basis, as well as hobby. So,
Dan, you think there's a lot of hype right now? Basically, this is the first consumer drone that's been out in how many months? Really?
Yes.
Anybody?
I know.
Well, everybody all fired up.
I'm not excited just because it's the first drone that's dropped. I'm excited because I never thought we would see anything else from Skydio. And the fact that they just kind of dropped this on everybody was like, whoa, where did this come from? Yeah. And if it's even a fraction as good as the original one, then I'm really excited, because the first one was incredible. From what I understand, they've cut down on the need for all the extra cameras. I think the original one had 13 cameras, one front-facing one that actually took footage, and then, what was it, like 12 outside cameras? I think they've gotten away with just doing 6 now. And they are
quite a bit on that one.
What's that?
On that first one, wasn't the price up quite a bit on that one?
Yes, and that's we discussed that, $2,500.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah,
I get why they did it, because they needed crowdfunding. They needed to be able to make enough money to be able to produce this. So the people that did purchase, apparently they ran out of the first one really quick. At $2,500 price point, they bought all of them. They're out of stock. They don't have any more. I think that was enough of a kick for them to be able to start the version 2, which is what we're getting now, and it has me excited. Definitely, I'm really looking forward to seeing the guinea pig tests here. So, Echo Hobbies, I'm a DJI fanboy, but only because I have to be, and I think a lot of people do fall into that category, Echo Hobbies. I think because there's no other choices out there really that fit the needs of everybody. But with a drone like this, if it does half the things they say they can do right out the box, I think people will be happy with a purchase. Hey, we got Greg in here. Mad Kiwi just entered the ring.
Right out the box, I think.
So, you got to pause your.
It's the StreamYard Virgin.
Yeah. Oh, we got Mitch in here. We got E-Drone is in here. E-Drone, you're more than welcome to join us. E-Drone says he pre-ordered his as well. Here's the stream link. We'll see how many people we can get in here, and then we'll have a fun conversation about this. I think right out, God, I'm getting a ton of comments here, guys. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. They just keep flowing in here. Pretty steady. PD Tech, what's going on? So, Steve, I do want to know your opinion on the Skydio 2. What do you think so far? Is it hype, or do you think it's actually going to be good?
I think it's actually going to be pretty good. I mean, the first drone came out. Obviously, the price, I think, scared the majority of the people away.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
this is hitting a price bracket where it's less than anybody out there, right? Well, except for the Evo, say. It's $9.99. It's going to have the controller this time or the fob, and that's $149 extra. And then obviously extra batteries, which you'll need to get. But
Sure.
at least it comes with a case, a hard case that'll hold. It looks like it'll hold 2 extra batteries. I don't know if it'll hold the controller or not. It looks like it's got room in there by looking at the reviews and everything of it, on their site. But I think it's going to give everybody a big run for their money.
Anybody, what's your insight on the was it the front propellers that are on the bottom? What is the reasoning behind that?
I have no idea, but I like it.
Really?
As a fan of someone who has worked with stuff before, for instance, the Micro DeLorean has inverted motors, I can appreciate the amount of effort they put into making that stable by having rear props that are upright and the front one. So essentially one is pulling and one is pushing. I think finding the balance in that is actually pretty incredible. Yeah. So I give them credit if they actually hone that in well. So I think it'll also allow for a much deeper pitch control when flying forward in GPS mode. It'll allow it to push the air instead of pull itself through the air. So I don't know, man.
But what about landing though?
I don't perceive it as being an issue.
No?
Nope. I'm sure they just have little legs. I haven't really. Let's have a look at it, right? Let's just pop it up and have a look.
Gonna just have to watch your hand landings.
So yeah, and I was curious about that. If you do notice, if you do notice, you're absolutely right. I have not really thought about the landing technique, but I assume. Oh, I see. There's a big flat, so it looks like you're landing on the battery tray. So, yeah, if you see it here, you can see that big chunk on the bottom. That definitely extends lower than the motors do. So it looks like the battery tray is the potential for landing zone.
So is it out there now, is it? Or is it not quite?
No, it is. As you can see, it says reserved now for $100, limited quantity. So they have not finished the manufacturing of it yet, but it is what it is. I'm sure they have enough finished versions of it that they can play around and send them to some reviewers to get the hype really turned on and see where things go. So,
Skydio.
Yeah.
I think the hype's out there within the last 24 hours.
Well, I mean, like I said, Steve, was it you, Ron, or Steve that suggested it could just be hype? I think it was you, Ron. And you might be right. People are super excited to see a new platform hit the market.
Yeah. This is the first thing out since how many months now?
Right. I'm excited for different reasons. That was definitely not the sole reason for my excitement. I just know what this company is capable of, and I really look forward to what they can bring to the drone market. So,
yeah, that 360 obstacle avoidance, that's pretty badass. Excuse me.
Well, like I said, the original had 13 cameras, I want to say, and this one is now down to 6. So apparently they've managed to really make that better, but it has 360-degree viewing platform now for the obstacle avoidance, which I think is absolutely incredible. That means it'll probably be way better than the first one. It also has, what does it say? Bigger brain, thinks faster with 256 NVIDIA processing cores. That's intense, man. There is a ton of tech inside this thing.
Has it got cameras? Has it got cameras on the top side?
I believe it has them on the bottom. I don't know if it has them on the top. Let's see if they actually show that.
Having obstacle avoidance on the top is handy just as much as it is on the bottom.
Right. let's see here. I'm trying to figure out if they have a full layout that you can twist and turn it to see what everything does. Boy, that's even interesting that they give you a full view of the workshop. You can see them actually working on these things in their videos. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see
You
here.
know, another thing it does too, Dan, is it takes the other competitors to say, "Oh my God, we got to get up to the same standard and/or better."
Right.
You know, so it's only good for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to come up with just as good, if not better, technology. That's what everybody wants.
Oh, here you go. Omnidirectional and above/below. Super fisheye lenses for 360. So they were able to eliminate a lot of cameras by using fisheye omnidirectional cameras for obstacle avoidance. So I guess it does see above and below.
Well, there's the selling point straight away. Because
What's that?
That's the selling point straight away. Because
Yeah.
who else has got sensors on the top side of their drones?
Right.
One of the big ones too is the 4K 60.
Yes.
That's huge.
Like I said, man, this is an incredible. If this does what it says it can do, this is a lot of drone right here. You know, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm just excited, man.
You know, one of the things I watched, Dan, and I compared it to something I tried a week or so ago when I was up in the mountains of Wyoming. You know, and I was trying to follow our truck.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in some pretty high pine trees, and it was following it. And then when the truck would kind of go, I was up at about, I don't know, 100 feet, 200 feet at the most.
Right.
And when the truck would kind of go around a curve and kind of come behind these pine trees, the Mavic 2 Pro would kind of lose it. Once in a while, it would find it again,
Mm-hmm.
but half the time it would lose it. Where this thing here, from what I saw, it has almost like a smarter technology than the Mavic 2 Pro, where it's going to consistently follow you even better.
And it's all because of the beacon.
Right,
So the beacon will allow 1.5 kilometers of range. So it's locking onto the beacon the whole time. And what it's going to do is it sees the obstacles coming. It can go out really wide. Even if it loses you behind the object, it'll still keep track of that beacon. So it knows exactly where you're at.
From the controller or from the I guess, yeah, it would be from the controller.
Yeah, so they have this little tiny thing called a beacon, and you turn it on, then you position it by pushing the button and moving it out to where you want to, and then you can raise it up by holding the button or move it down, and then when you preset it, you hit start, you drop it in your pocket, and then it starts it. So you can probably, I would assume, allow choosing for panning mode or, get close, or what we call dog leash mode, which is really interesting. I'm sure it has some form of dog leash mode, which is where it can wander. It'll get close to you the whole time, and then it'll go out really wide and then go above you and come down. And you see a lot of that video footage in there where it's chasing dirt bikes and it's chasing bikes, and you know what I'm saying? That's what I would consider leash mode, where it's so I think the beacon is probably the coolest piece of tech that it's coming with now, because it does allow for extreme, like the first original one could only lock on. That was it. It had to lock onto you. And if it loses you, then it's still going to just stay there. You know what I'm saying? Now it does an excellent job. The first Skydio R1 does an excellent job of tracing you, but it wouldn't allow you to go completely behind a tree. If you did that, it would only look for you for a matter of a couple seconds. And then if it can't find you, it's like, I can't find you. Whereas this doesn't have to worry about that now. It's just locking onto that beacon. So as long as it knows where the beacon is, it's going to avoid all the objects to keep that beacon in focus.
I think the biggest mistake that this company can do is, and I understand, an Autel, and I was an Autel fan for a while. I love to have the drone. I love the drone.
Uh-huh.
These pre-orders are right now, and I hope they don't disappoint the general consumers of, okay, we're putting a pre-order out, and then 9 months later, it's still not out yet. If they pull a stunt like that, they're going to screw themselves, kind of like Autel.
Well, I mean, it happens, man. Some things slow down the process. I think I was talking with Martin. Oh gosh, I can't think of his name. Anyways, Martin was saying, it's all fun until one little thing pops up during its release, you know, and then they get dogpiled on by everybody, you know, and I get that. I totally understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I think with all tech, right out the hole, they all have some performance issue, whether it's functionality or whether it's firmware, you know. So did I miss something? Kiwi, what are you doing? Sit still. I will taser you, sir.
You're going to kick me into the green room. Yeah, what I was going to say is, wouldn't it be cool if they also had that infrared technology that they have on the helicopters that can sort of track you as a heat source to track you through behind trees and scrub and stuff?
That could be a later version, though, man. I mean, that you're now talking about having to add 2 different lenses or 2 different cameras to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think right now they're just aiming for the you know, real estate aspect, your standard hobbyists, your action people that love doing sports, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're really aiming for the thermal side. Now, like I said, Parrot did it later on. They released the Anafi and then they did the Anafi thermal. So, you know,
it's not new tech, but it's
Hey, Dan.
Yes.
I was going to say I found it. They have an FAQ sheet there at the top.
Okay.
It says, "When will my Skydio 2 ship?" We expect it to be shipping in November.
Okay.
And the orders have which reservations were placed.
So they've been producing this thing for a while. They must have a lot of them sitting around now that are ready for shipping out.
And here's another thing I did find. I'll give you this because I've got this FAQ page up. Is I know the controller and the beacon are sold separately at $149 each.
Right.
And then batteries are $99, and extra propeller sets will be sold for $24 each.
So let's say
that's cheap.
I'm not sure I would need the propellers right out the hole, but let's say 1 extra battery and both transmitters, you're looking at a $1,400 purchase.
Yeah.
Yes, you will. Dan.
I would say that's your average Mavic Pro Zoom pricing. I would say that's pretty good. I don't see an issue with that. You know,
will need the propellers, Dan.
What's that? Are you kidding me, sir? It is a Skydio product. It doesn't
you
crash.
will need them because the squirrels will steal them.
Hey, whoa! Don't be hating on the squirrels now.
No, he didn't have to worry about squirrels. He's just got to worry about the alligators.
Right. Exactly.
He'll be going along the water, and all of a sudden that.
Oh my gosh, that would be my
to that ambush attack. I mean, nobody saw this coming.
No, definitely. Right. We got 31 people in here. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. If anybody else wants to come on panel, I'm gonna post the link again. I would like to fill the room up if we can, get some more minds in here. So Kiwi, what are your thoughts, man?
I think it's cool.
Do you?
And I do. Not that I'm a pro or anything, because the weather's been shit and I haven't really been able to get out because it's been raining, torrential, snow, hail. Good spring weather during lambing here in New Zealand. And yeah, I'll show you. I can do this. It's overcast, nasty weather out there.
Oh, it looks like great flying weather. Get out there. What are you doing on my stream?
See ya. No, I've just come and I sold the back blade on my free tractor, or $100 tractor. So I'm off to buy some puppy food and coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been out in the man cave sorting it all out, getting it ready to maybe put wireless booster on the router here so I can pick it up over there, or Ethernet cable. I don't know yet. We're gonna get it sorted.
Rick, I know you say you don't see the need for 2 controllers, but one of them is very basic controller. One of them is just for getting it in position and then letting it hone in on your signal. The other one's an actual dedicated transmitter. So I think you kind of have to have both if you want 100% potential full functionality out of it. I like the fact that they did a separate stick, the little, I almost want to call it a dongle, But I like the fact that they chose that route because it's very portable. Just take it, drop it in your pocket, and go. Imagine if you had to do the follow me based on not just tracking, but connecting to the transmitter. Then you have to find somewhere to put this hulky transmitter while you're trying to do stunts and things. So I like the fact that they did divide the setup. Yes, it sucks. It's 140 a piece and 140 a piece, but totally worth it, I think.
Yeah.
But saying that, what's the price of the expensive controller?
No, they're both like 149, right? Is that right, Steve? 149.
149. I posted a link to the FAQ, and it lists a lot of these questions that we're talking about: shipping costs,
Awesome.
other items in there. So I posted.
149 for a controller is still reasonably cheap, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Second-hand DJI ones are still going for 200, 250.
Yep. Not
And
only yes.
The one without the LCD screen.
Yeah.
Not
So,
Hi guys, how you doing?
Mitch. What's going on, brother?
good, Mitch.
Oh, man, just getting caught up in all this Skydio stuff.
Oh, man.
I was having fun because I went back and I looked at my video and it's already getting a bunch of hate. So then I went and checked everybody else's video that did a Skydio and they're getting a bunch of hate. So we know the fanboys are coming out of the woodwork for DJI right now. They're doing anything they can to screw with the algorithm.
Although Bill and that crew seems to really like it.
Yeah, I got an email from Bill today. I probably won't. Yeah, I probably won't respond, Bill, if you're watching this, just because I really have nothing to say. But there you go, man. It is what it is. So
we won't rehash all that stuff again.
no, sir.
No.
And it is free shipping.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Not only that, but if you crash it, right, under the right circumstances, it's free replacement, yes?
Yeah.
If it crashes itself into something during autonomous flying, I believe it's free replacement for the first year, correct?
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's free UPS ground shipping in the United States and free UPS economy international shipping on orders shipped to Canada.
I would say this company is doing a very good job of getting themselves noticed.
Yeah.
Well, I pre-ordered one. You know, what are you gonna do? I guess you have to, huh? Did you get one, Dan?
I guess I'll sell my boat to buy one.
Oh, don't do that.
I pre-ordered one.
Oh, okay. Well, we're either smart or we're suckers. One of the two. We'll see.
Well, I've reached out to the company, gave them my opinion, asked if it would be a possibility to test it. If they say no, I've already got something else in the works for it anyways. Mr. E-Drone did make the purchase, and he said after he's done with his review, he would send it to me for a review on my channel. So either way, I'm going to get to play with the thing. So shout out to E-Drone.
Well, the thing that I like about it, you know, I mean, the first one was amazing. I didn't have any desire to get it because it didn't really have a controller and you couldn't fly it like a regular drone if you wanted. But they've approached, and the price was ridiculous. But this thing just seems to have it all, and you don't even need the controller. You could, you know, use your cell phone to get it going, or just that beacon thing.
Yep.
And if you're using the beacon and it's following you, range is not an issue because you know, wherever you go, it goes.
Right. 1.5 kilometers of range on the beacon. That's pretty incredible, I would say.
And it'll never get that far away from you if it's following you.
Yeah.
And it's made in the USA.
Yeah, you know, I put a comment in there, and the 2 points that I thought were big selling points for them was, especially with all the DJI government
Tariff
banning crap going on, that it is an American product, and that warranty, you know, assuming they actually honor it, is amazing, because the way this thing appears is it's going to be kind of a contest to see who can actually crash theirs first, because the thing, it supposedly is as close to crash proof as you're going to get. You point it at something, push the stick full forward, try to hit something, and it won't. So
I would say that it's probably a massive improvement over the first one. And the first one, we did see a couple scenarios where it made contact with a tree. Flight Test did a good one running through the woods. Now, I have to give it credit, though, because it did an amazing job going through the trees after him, you know, and it just couldn't see one small little twig that happened to be pointed out there. Now, did it hit it? Yes. Did it fall out of the air? No. It was able to recover, and then it went around the tree, and it kept on its way. But I feel like that was with 13 cameras that didn't have omnidirectional viewing capabilities, and the new setup does. So I think it will be much, much harder to crash it. I think they said, you guys ever watch that video with the guy that takes his Mavic and he does reverse dropaways, like reveal shots in the tightest little spots for miles and, you know, thousands of feet backwards through little crevices and crannies, and you just go, how did he do that? Apparently this drone has the capability to do that. So
yeah, I guess supposedly if you can fly it backwards, it's just pull the stick straight back and it should avoid all the obstacles. It's almost scary.
So well, you know,
on here 3.5 kilometers with one of the controllers.
Yes, that would be with the Anafi setup, but that's with I keep calling it the Anafi transmitter because it is.
It is. I think it is. It's a rebranded one.
Yes.
Yeah. And it does have an automatic return to phone feature on it.
That is interesting. So it locks in your phone's coordinates before you take it.
And it locks into the last known location of the phone.
Well, that's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, you know, how quickly they get them out there. At any rate, the refund is supposedly the refund, the deposit is refundable anyway. So it probably couldn't hurt to just get for $100 to get your name on the list and then see what happens. See how long it takes to actually get it.
Right. Well, I told E-Drone if he sends it to me, I'm probably going to run through the forest. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'd like to see that, Dan. That'd be a good picture.
What kind of reviewer?
Not the swamp?
Huh?
Not the swamp?
No, man. What kind of reviewer would I be if I didn't run through the woods with an uncrashable drone?
Yeah, Dan, jump on a plane, come up to South Dakota. We'll jump on the four-wheeler and.
There you go. Speed through trees.
What's up, Kiwi? Jump in.
I've got a question. Parrot, is that American too?
No, it's French.
French. But this thing has. You were talking about whether it had cameras on top, and from some of the discussion that I've heard, one of the reasons that they have the front props facing downward is because they mount the cameras opposite the props out on the arms.
Right.
So you've got the two upward facing cameras on the front arms and the two downward facing cameras on the rear arms. I think. I won't know until I see it, but
I feel like there was a lot of thought that went into this drone. I mean, a lot.
And can the FPV guys upgrade the motors on it?
Yeah.
Mike B in the house. Let's post the link. See if Mike wants to jump in here. You guys know Mike.
I'm on my cell phone, obviously, out on my porch smoking a cigar, so I can't read the chat at the same time.
Yeah.
All these guys all excited about a drone that's coming out. That's cool.
Well, you know, it's like I said, for me, it's not so much hype that a new drone just hit the market. It's the fact that it's a US drone and I've already seen what they can do. Yeah. So I know that this is probably going to be a major step up at a smaller price point. That's consumer availability. You know, that to me is very exciting that this company is able to do that. Their first one was $2,500. $1,000 and $2,500 is a very large difference in price.
If the company wants you to do a review on their drone, why don't you ask them if they can send you a plane ticket to New Zealand and you can review it over here?
Test it with you in your $100 tractor.
No,
right.
The tractor will be gone by then.
Oh, you're parting it out. I forgot. That's right. You're parting it out. Almost forgot.
They did partner with
Parrot?
Yeah, for the
That's
Skydio
what-
controller. And yes, it is the same as the Anafi. However, the controller is preloaded with the Skydio software and is set up to be used exclusively with Skydio 2. It won't be compatible with Anafi, nor will an Anafi controller be compatible with the Skydio.
That being said, that is exactly what I wanted to hear, because that means they've started communicating with each other. That could be very good for potential EIS setups in the future for Skydio. Can you imagine getting 4K at 60 frames per second with Linux stabilization instead of the need for a gimbal setup?
Yeah.
That would make me extremely excited. Yes.
When's your boat going up for sale and how much?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. Wow. Parrot and Skydio, that would be quite the team to see.
The
And
other
this
thing,
thing's supposed to have a 180-degree straight up field, point the camera straight up too, just like the Anafi.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I did notice it was almost the Anafi setup on the front too, the way the camera's attached to that. You're right. I didn't think about that before.
Yeah, the camera sensor is based on the Sony IMX577. One 2.3 sensor, 12.3 megapixel, and it is 4K 60, and it has 13 stops of dynamic range built in.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's big.
that's beautiful. I'm gonna cry.
The pictures, the pictures in their sample video, of course, they always look good, but they look terrific.
Well, you can download those pictures too, supposedly. The ones that they showed, the different ones on there.
Oh my gosh. I think we now understand why the DJI fanboys are getting upset. They're reading through the same thing that we are. They're going, what? Oh man, I just spent all this money on this. What the heck? I'd be mad too,
Be interesting to see how many Mavic 2s start coming up in the classifieds. Yeah.
What do you got there, Kiwi?
oh, I'm just looking on the Facebook marketplace here in New Zealand.
For Mavics.
No. There's 2 DJI Spark batteries for sale in good condition for $120 for the pair, which with the exchange rate, I think it's 63 cents to the New Zealand dollar. So it's almost half.
Huh.
$70, 70 American dollars for 2.
I don't have a Spark anymore. I sold mine because I was afraid I was going to stomp it into the ground if it didn't take off when I told it to again.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be better to get the money out of it than pee on it and burn it. Well, I'm just being honest, man. I drove 2 hours one time to fly, and I get there, it's like, can't take off. And I'm like, what? Bro. The times I regret not bringing the Solo.
Is there any chaps in chat and on the panel play the guitar?
I try.
Well, I was this is how random YouTube is, right? I was just scrolling through and this thing popped up and it was a Lava Me 2, and it's a carbon fiber all-in-one acoustic guitar, and it's cool.
That came up in my recommended things too, which is unusual. Why would they be recommending guitars to us here? Guitar video.
I don't know, but it's cool. It's a cool bit of kit.
Yeah, maybe because of the carbon fiber. If you didn't like the guitar, you could cut it up and make an FPV frame out of it.
No, if you didn't like it, you could use it as a weapon.
Man, it is one slick looking drone.
Yeah, it is.
50% quieter than the original 3x gimbal, range 3.5 kilometers, battery life 23 minutes, and a follow me speed for 36 miles per hour. I would have liked to have seen 40 or 45, but that's still pretty good.
just remind us ones that come in after everyone else. What size is it?
What's that?
The drone itself. How big is it?
Honestly, I think it looks like it's about Mavic size. However, let me see it in somebody's hands real quick. It'll give me a better idea. I
Yeah,
don't,
maybe 6-inch prop, maybe 7 tops.
yeah, it looks like it's about unfolded. Actually, it looks like the base might even be shorter than a Mavic.
Well, Kiwi does size matter.
What's that?
It folds up as well.
I'm just messing with him.
Oh, I couldn't hear what he said. One more time.
I was going to say, Kiwi, does size matter? I'm just messing with you, dude.
Comes in a nice little carrying case that's supposed to fit in a backpack, which really makes the fact that it's not foldable a little less important.
Oh, it's not foldable?
No, I'm okay with that.
The props fold.
The props fold, yeah.
Yeah. It looks kind of like a Spark almost.
I think it's bigger. It's bigger than a Spark.
Yeah, it's bigger, but I mean the layout of it being there. It's, footprint, physical look at it.
I didn't get that at all, Steve.
Well, that's because you don't remember what a Spark looks like. You had that a permanently bleach bit out of your hard drive there.
This is true.
The battery kind of, what was it, 18 minutes?
23 minutes.
23 minutes?
That's pretty good, man. How many of you guys fly past 15 minutes normally?
Not me.
I think I get bored after about 12. I'm like, okay, I've seen everything I can really see. Bring it back.
Well, I don't like to run my batteries down below 30% anyway, which may be why mine isn't. My batteries aren't puffing up.
Suez, I get you, man. I totally understand. He said, I'll give positive feedback after it's been tried and true. No, we understand that. Tonight's just about talking about how the fanboys are losing their mind from DJI. They don't know how to contain the situation. They're burning buildings left and right to try to go. I'm watching it happen. The Facebook groups are just going crazy. People fighting with each other and getting banned out of groups now for the Skydio talk. Nuts. Craziness, man. I've never seen people lose their mind so bad. I think the world was ending.
I think I'm going to wait until
commentary
reviewers get them in their hands. And I've always been that cautious person. I'm going to wait till some people get them in their hands, and I want to hear, like anything. But what I'm hearing sounds pretty darn good, though.
I think my LED lights are starting to die behind me. Dang.
Plug them in.
Dude, I was testing.
Well,
the lights would look on the shelf. I think I liked it. Dying. I think I'm going to have to get some lighting for the shelves.
I've got to cut a track and get my ugly mug off here and get and feed the pups and bugger off to Gore. So before the day is ended, it's 2 p.m. at the moment. So there we go.
Oh, girlfriend wants to talk to me. I'll be right back, you guys.
Okay. See you, Dan.
Later, Greg.
See everybody in the chat.
See you, Kiwi.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Take care.
Au revoir.
Well, it's going to be just the three of us, guys.
It was fun last night. I hopped off with Kiwi last night when he went out. It was the Virgin first live broadcast last night.
Oh, I missed that one. I missed that. There's so many live streams to watch. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Well, stop by and see me tomorrow night on my deal, 6 o'clock. We'll talk some more about this thing.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, we're like I said, people are obviously seeing that we're shutting it down now because they're dropping like flies. So, guys, I think we are going to end this while it's still pertinent to the subject matter.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Always good to see you guys.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. All right. So, Steve, should where are you going after this?
Who?
Who? Me? Should we go to Discord after this, Rod? Discord? What do you want to do?
I can hop in for a few minutes. I'm just waiting for my wife to get home. So
Okay, Ron, you remember how to get in there? No.
Probably. I'll get a one.
Mike is still watching, so I know Mike is gonna jump in there.
yeah,
But hey, guys, don't forget to smash the like button. And I think we're calling it for the night here. So, anybody got last words? Mitch, Steve, Ron.
No, just have a great night, guys.
Tell
Good to
them
see
when
you.
your show is there, Mitch.
You know, the big hype. I think there's three things. One, I think new drone, something hasn't been out from anybody in a while in consumer. 4K 60, I think is huge. And three, I think it is the capabilities of it are equal to and better than the Mavic 2 Pro, which seems to be the leader out there today. From, hey, James.
Oh,
I guess we can chat a little longer.
Jim.
you left the door open and look what happened.
I know.
We can pop in at the very end. Hey, Jim, come by on my stream tomorrow night and jump on the panel. We haven't seen you there in a while.
I don't do anything FPV.
No, it doesn't matter. Who cares? We talk Mavics. We talk everything.
He won't be talking to FPV probably too much tomorrow. There's more.
We're going to be talking about the Skydio thing tomorrow, but I am going to.
You're excited about a 12 megapixel camera coming out on a $999 unit? I don't get it.
I'll tell you why I'm excited. You know, I've had this motorcycle that I hardly ever ride, and I really have been wanting to be able to go out there and do a bunch of motorcycle stuff on the road with a drone following me. And I tried it once with my Mavic, and it kept losing me. And I'm hoping that this thing will do it a lot better, and that'll be a lot of fun. And mix up all the different formats. Mix up that. Throw some FPV, DJI FPV stuff in the video. Throw some Mavic stuff in the video, and really have a good old time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So you guys all are madly in love with the 6 navigational cameras that keep it 3 feet away from anything else on the planet Earth, and that 1 over 2/3 12 megapixel screaming new camera.
We'll see.
Jim,
We'll see.
Go ahead.
I mean, I enjoy new tech. I just wish someone would come out with some.
Well, I think
the tech is new.
Yeah. Instead of 12 cameras, they cut it down to 6 for the navigation.
That's because they've improved the cameras and the AI that's on board. That's the technology.
Hey, that's got a NVIDIA TX2 on it. That's a supercomputer for these things.
No,
Yeah.
it is. That's why we're so impressed by the tech that they're offering for the price.
It's not the camera that excites me. It's the way you can fly this thing. You can just balls to the wall, head right into the forest with this, and not worry about where the trees are.
And let it make its own decisions from there. Oh, I gotta avoid that duck. Oh, tree branch left.
That'd be cool if you could hang a real camera from it. You know, like a 1-inch camera. No, I'm just saying, if you could put a 1-inch camera on it, 4K.
You know, the Mavic Zoom has the same size camera, and that thing takes some beautiful, beautiful pictures.
The
The only problem with that is when you go to anybody, I don't care if it's a real estate agent or the construction people, they want 20 megapixels or better. So good luck with drone deploy and the pirate controller.
I don't care about selling this stuff. This is for fun, man. This is for YouTube and just having some fun and creating some stuff.
Did you want me on here to agree with you?
No, come on to my show tomorrow night.
Oh no, heck no! That's why it's an open panel. The idea is to have a little controversy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I knew
but
that your
what you do, Jim, it's probably not the drone.
Yes,
I would agree.
Because I know, Mitch, you've already got the Mavic 2.
Everybody there you are. You're doing more commercial stuff. I'm not doing hardly any commercial stuff at all anymore. I'm just having fun, with the FPV stuff and making videos for YouTube. So for me, I think this would be fun if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll be very unhappy.
I think on my end here, Jim, it is the AI tech that's built into it that really has me super intrigued. That and the ability to shoot 4K at 60. I have no drones capable of doing that currently. Okay, I could shoot at 4K at 30, but it still doesn't look nearly as good as it should. Now, that being the case, I like the idea of the beacon, and for a lot of the RC stuff that I do, the follow me mode would be incredible to do a lock on follow me with that, with RC cars through trees. I mean, for me, for someone like me and the things that I do, not being a professional, just doing hobby grade stuff, I think it would really take an opportunity to further my channel with the one drone that can kind of do it all. From a professional aspect, I see what you're saying. As somebody who works for these larger companies and corporations, it's able to, you know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
get it.
on a serious note,
You know, right.
It's got
Yeah. I think it's for your basic real estate shoots. You're not shooting major commercials with this thing. I mean, it's good for what it is, I think, across the board so far with hobbyists and action enthusiasts. But would I use this as a full potential professional bird? No, I wouldn't. It doesn't have the capability.
These three guys are MIT students, and
Yep.
they were saying yesterday that the R1 was just their data platform, and this thing is not even what they have. This Skydio 2 is not even what they have envisioned. They got more coming.
Oh, I'm sure. I hope they do, man. But
Yeah.
first, people have to buy their products to be able to get the funding to see where this goes.
Right.
You know, so I get that. I'm supporting them 100%. I think the matchup with Parrot, I don't know if you figured that out.
It's the Parrot Anafi controller for $150.
I think that has potential for other great things in the works with Parrot if they keep talking to each other. I think. Go ahead.
And there is open source in there because when the NVIDIA Jetson GX2, you control the computing, the CV Vision, the ROS, all of that can be done with Python.
Yep. Andy just said, but battery life is 23 minutes. But Andy, think about how much processing the drone is actually doing. It's not doing your normal stuff. It's not only shooting 4K at 30. It has a extremely advanced AI system built into it.
It's a serious GPU.
Right. It is processing a ton of power all at one time. So yes, you're going to lose a little battery life to that processing power. That's just part of it.
And that'll change. That'll change with the next iteration. These guys are on the right track. They said themselves they're upset with DJI, and it hasn't gone anywhere.
Right.
The tech hasn't. We have the Jetson's been around since for a while. There was a TX1, now there's a TX2. There's a complete video channel on NVIDIA Jetsons and programming them if anybody wants to go look. But they can do a hell of a lot more than just take pictures.
Sure.
The idea was to be able to do all the computing inside of it.
Right.
So when it comes, in other words, if you're doing photogrammetry, I can take 5,000 pictures at oblique angles, and by the time the thing lands, it's already done the metadata processing for me.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to pack out of here.
All right, good. Me too. Me too, Stephen. Let Dan get out of here. I think he wants to get out of here too.
It's good, man. Jim jumps in here.
Stop by and see me tomorrow night. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's got 24 watching.
Yeah, we'll see where things go. We'll leave it open for now. We're going to talk, Jim. There's other things I want to talk to you about. So while I got you on panel, let's do it.
The chat. Good to see everybody. Have a great night.
I'm getting tired of holding the cell phone. Adios, guys.
Later. All right.
See you, Steve.
Jim, Ron, hey guys.
Hey.
Hey. So, Jim, they just released full open source capability to the Solo now on GitHub. Everything. Yes, everything's in there. So it's fully, I guess Philip or whoever decided they're done with the project. 3DR didn't want to cap it, so they ended up turning it over to GitHub. So it's all in there. All the scripting, the Python coding, all of it is in there now. So it's fully accessible for anybody who wants to tamper with things.
We were just talking about that, you and I.
Yep. I talked to Matt Lawrence, and we had a cheeky little back and forth, and then he privied me to the GitHub stuff and told me that 3DR finally I don't think they're going to renew the 3DR app this time around. So once renewal time comes on the market, the only way you're going to be able to get to the server data for the update for 2.4.2 is through GitHub. So they decided.
What about using ArduPilot and all that? Mission Planner.
Full capability across the board. The only thing you won't be able to tamper with is Solex, because Solex is created by Matt Lawrence.
No, but I'm saying, will you need Solex if you have ArduPilot?
Kelly. Well, no, and I don't think you will. If you have Arducopter, I'm sure you can set it up on other platforms now.
Yeah.
So you're going to be communicating through UDP on Mavlink, though. That's the only thing. So when you want to set up and adjust parameters and get inside and talk to the IMX6 board, stuff like that, you're going to have to do it all through UDP over Wi-Fi. So
that's exciting news, though.
It is. Give and take. It's now a 100% open source product. So yeah, big fun stuff. Yeah.
And then you see things like this. I mean, this is partial open source here on the Skydio too, of what they used. And okay, it's a fully American product, but he admits, they bought parts from overseas. Sure. But it's made here, and it's got a warranty that you can't beat.
No, it is.
We'll replace the damn thing. You crash it, we'll replace it.
Right. Brent, what's going on, brother? Chris Hope, by the way, I forgot to say, hey, Mike, I'm surprised you still haven't jumped in here. I'll post the link again here. We still have 23 people watching, so let's kick it.
Hey, Chris. Tomas.
Yes, Mr. Tomas is in here.
Oh, you know what, Chris? Last night, I was on with Oz by Drone. You know Greg Kennard, right? Mm-hmm. He got pissed off at Restream.io. So he took his own server, since we're talking open source, right? Mm-hmm. Took his own server and direct linked to D-Link, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope. Chris Hope helped me out.
I saw that.
Anyway, me and him were on 6 different platforms at the same time.
And Facebook nabbed him.
And Facebook, without having to go through anybody.
Yep.
Just his own server and direct line RTMP, people, RTMP.
Yep. Yeah, we actually just talked to Greg like right before I started this stream. We got communicating, so we had a chance to talk about that. I'll be on Greg's show next week doing a whole session, start to finish on 3DR Solo and its complete life and where its future is heading. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So
cool. I'll tell you, he's a smart son of a gun, man. If you can tap into him.
Oh, Greg?
He's got servers over here and over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Brent.
Mike, what's up, man? Are you trying to tell me something? I'm not paying attention to the comments, bro.
Is that what it is? I said hello, Brent, Tomas, Chris, Andrew, Andy, Kim. I was looking for Oz Beach Andy. He's not on here. I would have thought he would have jumped on. Cardoso.
Yes, we got Dosa in here. Hey,
our Canadian
Mike,
friend.
What is your opinion of the
Craig Yarker? So I guess they jumped off when I came on. I have that effect on people. Scaring them off.
Nah, they were heading out anyways, but yeah. Mike.
Taylor.
Yes.
What Mike, hey, what is your idea? What are your thoughts on the Skydio?
So far it sounds pretty cool to me. I don't know. It sort of sounds too good to be true, but
we thought that with the first one, and then it blew our minds.
Yeah, but it was priced way the hell up there, so nobody really got into it.
It was.
I think I covered why, though, because they were crowdfunding at the time. They needed that money to start their projects for the future. So I get why they did it. It may have been, but they sold out so fast it doesn't even matter. Big companies were like, I have got to have this. They sold.
You got to remember, this is a couple of guys from MIT.
Right.
This isn't a big company.
No, I haven't heard of that drone in a while. It seemed like it disappeared.
Well, because everybody bought it out. It's not like they kept mass producing it. You know what I'm saying? The ones that they did make, got purchased really quick, and then it was over. And then they took that money and they put it towards creating a new product.
Here's the question: why'd they stop?
It was only sold here in America too.
Right. It was basically, and I think I agree with them. It was their beta bird. I think that it was a beta process bird, and it did really well. And thanks to like people like Flight Test and all these other guys that have massive amounts of viewing, I think it helped them sell off the entire stock really quick, which set them up for their, like I said, their future ventures that they were into.
And look, they were able to cut down the 12 cameras down to 3 for navigational.
If it does everything they say it'll do for $1,000, that's a steal. There's no two ways about it.
Well, it's $999 plus $150 for the Parrot controller, plus $100 per battery, and the batteries are held in magnetically, which is also a cool idea. But I wondered how that doesn't screw up the compass and IMU. But I guess with the NVIDIA Jetson TX2, there'll be no messing with it. That thing's a supercomputer, man. That's small it is, and DJI tried to make their own.
Yeah.
DJI has their own module that they call it the manifold.
I do love it because it has DJI people on the edge of their seat right now. There are a lot of people that are not happy about what's happening with Skydio. So it's what's that?
Well, it's assembled in the USA.
Right after they raised their pricing and everything, and then they come out with this. Oh yeah, man, it's going to sell like hotcakes. DJI is going to be
It's half the price of a DJI bird.
The problem is, though, can they mass produce it on the scale that is going to be needed when the time comes?
That's why they have it out now. There's $100 down to pre-order, and that gives them the funds to ramp up.
Well, they said that they start shipping in November. Okay,
That's
so apparently
that
means that they've got a bunch of these already made. They've been thinking this through. The first time around, they didn't make very many of them, and they realized that people bought so many of the Skydio R1 that they couldn't keep up with the orders. So they finally just stopped production of it, and they said, okay, let us complete all the orders we have first. And then they realized they had so much money from the first one, that they were like, we're not even going to keep producing it. We'll keep up on the maintenance if needed. We'll have batteries available for the people that purchase the R1. But we're going to take that money now, and we're going to create our second design. So I get it. I love that they did it in an efficient way. Their marketing right out the hole was not very good. I guess I shouldn't even say their marketing wasn't good. Their pre-plan wasn't good. They didn't realize they had such a good product that was going to catch the interest of the drone market so fast. So they weren't prepared for the amount that they needed to make. And I think that's probably still going to happen here, but not at such a scale that it was last time. Last time they were getting just hit really hard with orders, and they were just trying to keep up with them. I think this time around they got smart. They've been manufacturing a ton of these things, and they're probably starting on their second batch right now as we speak. So they'll be shipping out the first batch and preparing the second batch.
I hate to be a ball breaker, but come on now. That's the third company to put out a 12 megapixel camera in 2019.
I know.
Help me here. What's the reason behind the 2015 tech?
No idea.
It's about the camera.
Yeah.
With the camera technology is until the computer technology, until the TV technology gets above what the output of the drone technology is. In other words,
trickle down.
Until you start seeing, 5K or 10K TVs, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do. Although you can't see better than 4K, but okay.
A camera that's above what you can view it at.
Yeah, you can't view better than 4K. Your eyes can't.
It's
so
tough
make the 8K
your internet connection to produce 4K video. So until the TVs and the internet connections get above that, why bother producing cameras that can do above that? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you're a photographer, and when they came out with the RS1 with the full 1-inch sensor and all that, didn't you want one?
I did. But that's the people that they hear those words, they hear that technology, and like, oh, I got to have it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to make my stuff look better on YouTube. It's not going to make my stuff look better on TV.
Right, right.
You know,
It's in print.
It's the people that don't know that are the ones that are going to be up and buying that stuff.
Which is why I'm not looking at it from total camera aspect. I'm looking at it for functionality reasoning. If it can do half the things it says it can do, it's perfect for what my needs are for my YouTube channel. I'll have my open source products, and then I'll have my one dedicated bird for all the rest of the fun that can keep up and do the things I want it to do. You know.
And Jim, like I was telling Dan earlier in the stream, you know, that one aspect I did in my video a week or two ago when I was up in the mountains of Wyoming, and the Mavic 2 Pro was kind of following me, but when I went, I mean, I was 100 feet above it. I had the active track on it. And at some point, it was following me. But when I would go behind some really tall trees, it would lose me. Sometimes it would find me again. Sometimes it wouldn't. But it sounds like this technology on this machine, as long as you have that beacon, it's going to.
Yes. Yes. You got the beacon in your pocket. It should follow you.
Right. Right. And that's the thing I think that's going to catch people's eye.
Well, I think there are a ton of sports enthusiasts out there. And this is exactly what they've been looking for. Something they don't have to pay any attention to and have worry that it's going to crash. They can just go, okay, it's up, set it to where I need to, click, throw it in my pocket, and just focus on their driving and having fun and doing whatever they're doing. You know,
Jim, when we're riding up in the Bighorns next summer, and I've got my Skydio, I'm riding the Harleys up through there. Dude, that's going to be some bitch-ass footage.
You'll be the only one with one, too. So maybe I'll play with yours.
I think it would still be sick, even though it's only going to go 36 miles an hour. I think it would be sick to do a pull-off shot on it. Just go to the point where it just keeps going higher to keep you guys in frame until it reaches 400 feet. And then you can do a blackout.
At 4K 60, when do you ruin your shot? At what speed? You know what I mean? I don't shoot a lot.
Were you talking about blur effect based on ghosting effect? I don't really know. I guess because I don't shoot in 4K often. I normally shoot in like 1080 at 120 or 1080 at 60. So if I'm traveling more than 35 miles an hour, then I start noticing some blur effect. You know, but that's on 1080, so I would assume probably maybe a little faster on 4K because the shutter rate's higher. So.
But I do notice when you shoot in 4K 60 and do what a lot of the guys on YouTube say that, like, you know, with Original Dobo, slowing that footage,
bringing it down in post
80%. You're going to get a much cleaner, smoother image at 80% at 4K 60 than you will at 4K 30. I notice it in my eye. Doing photography for 30 years.
Yeah, you've got a photographer's eye, though.
Right. Well, the average person on TV or YouTube notice it, probably not, but I'm going to notice it.
Well, if you're watching a 65-inch TV in 4K, you're going to see it.
Damn right. Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
So,
but Thomas, it's more than just an adventure drone because it does allow you to take over piloting. That is something that we didn't get offered from the first one. So the first one didn't have a dedicated transmitter. So this isn't just an adventure drone. This is an all-around drone.
The thing has a serious computer on it.
But it does have a dedicated transmitter for regular flying, just like normal for anybody. This is the only time I would say obstacle avoidance is probably the coolest thing ever. Normally, I'm totally against obstacle avoidance, but that's only because I've seen obstacle avoidance fail so often, you know what I'm saying? Causing crashes more than avoiding the crashes.
Now it still won't see that twig of a branch. But it'll see a power line cable.
They say that they've corrected that now. They say they can see those twigs.
No.
Flight Test was the one that put that to the test, where they ran through the trees and it wasn't able to see the small twigs. They say since that video came out, they have perfected that with their omnidirectional camera setups now. So I'm curious to see how good it really is at this point. I would love to see Flight Test do another run through the woods and see this time what it, can do.
Well, one of the guys who made it, last name BRY, I forget his first name. He was on yesterday and he said, come on, man. You're traveling at 20 miles an hour. You wanted to see a twig of a branch?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be serious. But still, it'll catch a cable. That's good stuff.
See.
Yeah, I've been all through the specs.
I don't think they're saying it's uncrashable. That would be a bit presumptuous to say that, because there's always going to be a failure rate somewhere along the lines. It's like, I don't want this to be a Titanic scenario, the unsinkable, and then damn thing hits an iceberg and
they don't want you to try and crash it.
Right. But if it does happen to be out doing its own thing, the majority, I think, of the time, you're probably not going to have crashes. But you also have to use your brain a little bit. Don't intentionally put it in a situation where you're pretty sure it's going to crash. It's like, I trust it, but if I'm running through a whole patch of trees like Flight Test, where there's tiny little things just sticking out of everywhere, it's only focusing on the things it can see quickly. Like, okay, I got that. I'm going to go around this. Okay, we'll twig, try to go underneath it. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, speed is also the consideration. At a slower speed, it can see more, compute more.
Yes. So,
which is all good.
Right. So I think if you were riding your bike and it was trying to follow you through the same woods as Flight Test, it probably would have crashed. He was just running through the woods. Now, it did an excellent job of tracking him through the woods running. But if you had been on a bike going faster, I think it would have crashed the drone. It would have done its damnedest to try to keep up with him at high speed. So,
hey, nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm just tired of the the 1/2.3 cameras. Come on.
I agree.
But I'm impressed with that. There's more to that than just for grammetry, which they were saying, because they partnered with Drone Deploy already to make orthomosaics and photogrammetry 2D, 3D models, but pair it with the controller, and then they have the tracking stick. What do they call that?
Believe it or not, though, I don't know. Yeah. You're talking about the. Now I can't even think of the name of it. Oh gosh, the little thing you throw in your pocket. Right, I get what you're saying. I can't think of the name.
It a beacon, but
yeah, beacon.
They call it a pad.
Actually, I think they call it the beacon.
Do they?
Hold on, I'm on their website. Yeah, I was trying to think of beacon. That was killing me there for a second.
The only thing I couldn't find was, and who cares, right? But they talk about optical zoom, but it's nowhere in the specs. And I don't care. I'm not making a big deal of that.
Yeah, they call it the Skydio beacon.
Okay. And they said, well, in that promotional part, that like you could be 1,500 feet away, and it'll be at a chain link fence. It'll go above the chain link fence and come find you.
Right.
There you go. There's the 3 ways.
Yeah. So phone, iOS, and Android controller, and Skydio beacon. So,
what is going to be the strongest? Word I want to look for.
Go down a little more till you get to that Jetson, the AI intelligence.
Oh, the specs.
I think right about there. They just show you the somewhere. Was it there? I don't know. Yeah, right in there somewhere. Above
I think the specs are right here.
Yeah, there's nothing on the. Yeah, see, the 1/2 camera, 12 megapixel, the CMOS sensor.
Mm-hmm.
You stand at f2.8, but it's got a 91-degree field of view. No, that was the other one. That was the H3.
This is 180, doesn't it? Straight up, straight down.
No, I'm talking field of view.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. All right. Main processor, NVIDIA Tegra X2.
See, and it does the H265, the high efficiency video codec.
256 core NVIDIA Pascal GPU.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, man, this thing just has a ton of power into it.
Got tech out the butt.
Quad core ARM A57 MP core.
That's like the Snapdragon in your phone.
Right. 4 gigs, 128 bit.
On top of the fact that it has the NVIDIA GX2.
And it's running DDR4. Whew. Man, this thing is just built like a tank with its
4 gigabytes of RAM, and your phones don't even have that. Well, nowadays they do, but
yeah.
I think what's still down to, Dan, is what is the person looking for? You know, where Jim is into the technology of, you know, doing the surveying, I'm into the cinematic photography.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to be on the individual.
Well, that's why I said I think the real cut point though is real estate. I think good for basic real estate shooting, simple weddings, stuff like that. Dynamics in shots, mountain use, hobby use, very basic professional use. Anything above that, it's time to upgrade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking for an action-packed drone that's capable of doing some serious autonomous flying without you needing to focus on what it's doing, that's where this thing really comes into play. Yeah.
And I'm into that action-packed, that cinematic photography stuff, and following my motorcycle up through the mountains, and I'm into that.
See,
that's my perception.
I almost wish they could do a lockable camera segment and offer acro settings. You see what I'm saying? Now, how cool would that be if it could do FPV acro settings? Not you flying it, but it using AI tech to do a roll over the top of you.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So lock the camera and do a...
It probably could.
If they kept going
there, yeah.
Firmware. Exactly. If they kept going with the firmware right before it knew it was going to do a roll over your motorcycle, it would lock the camera and do a complete roll and then activate it again for stabilization on the way out. So, I mean, these are all things that I've been thinking of. I'm like, man, this could open up a whole potential of capabilities for AI flying at this point. This company seems to really have things honed in, but I think if they kept working with the design of it a little bit more and playing with the functionality, they could probably get it to do some pretty crazy things. So,
hey, can I grab some coffee while you guys chat?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think, Dan, if they take what they have right now and improve it even more, then they're going to move that technology into the movie producing people.
Yes. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When those movie producing people, look for that wild, fly around, flip around shot.
Yes. Imagine
technology down.
Imagine building a big size one of these used for movie stuff, where you just say, okay, you're going to drive the car. We're going to lock it onto you. Here's the beacon. Get in the car, and we're going to hit go. And build a larger version that has a much better camera setup on it that can do these car chases without actually physically having to have a pilot out there doing stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? Now, every shot would be different because the Skydio is going to choose a different path every single time during a car chaser. So you may have to do very specific shots with it, and then during car chase scenes, let it go crazy and do its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, do you think for 1 minute that what is actually coming out on the consumer market right now, that these people that are producing this, these engineers, they're not only producing this, but they're like how many years ahead of what they think is going to be wanted 5 years. Sit and think about, what do you think, as we're sitting here today, what's going to be wanted in 5 years from now? You know,
Explain a little better.
sit and think about the technology that we have today.
Right.
What's being out there today?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Just try to imagine in your mind 5 years from now. What are the expectations that are going to be out there in 5 years from now? It's 10 times of what we're seeing today.
Sure. I mean, we have moved at an exponential rate with our technology as it is.
About 2-3 years ago, what we had.
You've got UPS already cleared to deliver mail, for Christ's sakes. I mean, are they putting this technology on that?
Well, and that's what I was going to talk to you about, Jim. So apparently the MIT guys that built the Skydio R1 also helped build the Google drone network. Okay. And what's interesting about that is the exact network that is going to be what UPS is using for their flying. So apparently these guys are really actually some very smart individuals.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what their whole part in all this is with the UPS getting it, but I was doing my reading today, and apparently they are the guys that design the Google drone network for package delivery, and that is crazy to me. That means these are some very smart guys. You know, I'm not intellectual in any capacity like these guys are, but I can't believe they let a bunch of MIT students build the drone network. You know what I'm saying? This Google network base so that must mean that they know quite a bit. I'm curious what their IQ really is. I would love to see these guys take an IQ test.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that they've had the 4 testing sites. They call them the IPPs, the partnership programs. Like the one in upstate New York where they got a 50-mile corridor. They got one out in Nevada. I don't even remember where the other 2 are. But they've had plenty of room and equipment and all that to do and come up with all this. And now the guidelines are going to have to come to what they made. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As far as the FAA guidelines, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. These guys are very young.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they're doing the amount of stuff that they're doing in the drone community. You know, I at some point I want to say it's good, but I'm not excited for what's coming with the UPS thing. So the fact that they had involvement worries me, but at the same time shows me that there's some smart cookies.
His name is Adam Bry, B-R-Y. I couldn't remember his name. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it would be. I want to see him take an IQ test. I think that would really intrigue me.
They are young, though.
Yes. Let's see here.
He co-founded the Google X project with Wing.
Google Wing project. Talking about the Google Wing project. Yes.
He led the development of the core flight algorithms. That's sick.
That is what they're going to be operating all the delivery drones on. That's crazy to me.
Recognized as one of MIT Review's 35 innovators under 35. The guy's going to be screaming rich.
Bro, it's crazy.
Jim, it's like kind of like what you were saying. A friend of mine, his son went to college, and his whole goal was he wanted to become a gamer, and he wanted to make games and video games and stuff. When the kid finished, he was so good at what he did.
Yeah,
he got hired by the U.S. military, and this young kid is like 19, 20 years old. He's making like $150,000 a year.
Yeah.
Working for the military because his expertise in computer and technology was so good. when I said
That's the hard part, keeping these guys away from the military. I mean, I know it eventually trickles down to us,
yeah,
but to catch these three guys who went on the Alphabet Project Wing and then came and made their own, I mean, that's good for us and our consumer commercial tech.
right.
The government has their own think tank.
Yeah, but you didn't think that's why I mentioned the dam. What do you think 5 years from now? Where are we going to be at? 10 years from now, or 5 to 10 years ago? Look where we were at.
But you know, let's look at our field, Ron. You know, over in Switzerland, they've had for a while now the AED drones, automatic defibrillators that they can send. How far can the tech go in an area like that? How the drone can't be that big. You know, it can't be the size of an M600
No,
to be flying, let's say, into an apartment complex to deliver an AED, and then also have to give a person instructions on how to use it. So there's limiting factors. The human factor is the limiting factor.
right. It's coming. It's coming. It's slowly getting there.
I mean, I think we've talked about this, Jim, but unfortunately, I think in my mind, we're starting to hit a very stagnant pace here with technology. And as much as I want to say we're moving forward right now, we're sitting kind of at a dead sit still. And I don't know if that's because we don't have anything new to offer, or we've kind of hit our pinnacle on certain things that we can take in as far as information goes. So, for instance, we were talking about 4K and what your eyes see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why have an 8K camera if your eyes can't even perceive what it's seeing?
You can't.
Beyond a certain point. It's like cell phones. Where do we go from cell phones now? They've been the hottest thing on the market for the past 12 or 13 years. But now nobody cares because what? They've gone stagnant. They can't. It's just very basic. So we just keep getting the same thing again and again and again. Drones. Same.
You see guys talking about NASA and all that. Well, Tesla's already doing that with SpaceX. The rocket boosters are already remote controlled back down to Earth. And you got what were you just talking about? The tech on that I was going to talk about, but anyway,
drones or phones.
With the phones, you got Apple coming out with 3 phones, 3 cameras on the phone, and it's great in low light, according to Dennis. You know, he takes a lot of low light pictures with it. But you're right. Unless you're putting, the company Phase One, you know, with the 800 million megapixel cameras,
right? But
but
for what?
Right.
That's the issue, is that we can only go as far as we can actually perceive things. And I think at this point, the only step up or the upgrade to a TV would be what? Virtual TV, right? Now you plug into your brain and you get your video.
Wow.
You know, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Though, where do you
hologramming it? What?
Right, exactly. Where do you go from here? I mean, we've seen holograms, but what do we have to do to create an actual hologram image? We have to spin a light bar at a high rate of speed to make a 3D image. We can't just project something into midair and it's there. There has to be a way to form that image with some backdrop of some kind. We don't actually have the ability to make a hologram. You know, we can make something that looks cool like a hologram, but it requires a motor and a spinning LED light and enough pixels that it can create a 3D image by spinning at high rotations of speed. So that's why I said we're limited by our technology right now. That's what I'm seeing is actually happening. So you said in 5 years. In 5 years, I don't think we're actually going to be too much further than we already are. Unless we just start deciding to put our phones in our wrist, bloop, answer your phone call, get something put in your ear or something permanent.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, where do we go from here? That's the real question. Where can we go from here?
Like today, what is the resolution that they say that the human eye can essentially see? It's not 4K.
Let's see here. Well, we're talking about now being able to decipher pixels. That's what they're basing that on, correct?
Right. Yes.
So your eyes can only take in so much pixel density before it all looks the same. No matter what you do to it, it's going to look the same.
Yeah, you won't notice the difference between 4K and 8K. So then are you there just for the colors? I think Rec 709 is cool as hell now. You've got TVs that individually light the pixels now with this 4K technology. Let's see. The Microsoft HoloLens, Mark says, looks promising. Is it laser driven?
How many megapixels? That's funny. Somebody asked how many megapixels is the human eye. Apparently, it's 576 megapixel.
Resolution the human eye can decipher.
Yep, 576 megapixels.
Yes, I see it right there. According to scientist and photographer David Clark, or Dr. Roger Clark.
Roger Clark, the resolution of the eye is 576 megapixels.
And so the answer is, can you see 4K? Yes.
I don't believe that.
But the difference is, even though your eyes, that's a really low number, by the way, 576, that's really low.
Yeah.
That just means that you can't make out the pixels anymore. Density means how many pixels are in the screen. So the denser the pixelation is, the more detail you're going to get out of it. But now, at some point, that image can only get so sharp before your eyes can't register beyond the sharpness of the image.
They can't
So,
perceive the difference.
Right. You won't be able to perceive the difference of the sharpness. So that's why when it comes to 4K, that's all your eyes can really take in. Beyond that, it just looks the same. You won't see any difference in it.
Now, it'll be... but you won't have to be as close. Like, you could be 20 feet away from the TV and it'll still have that 4K appearance.
I want to show you guys something. Give me one sec here.
While the human eyes are not rated in pixels, an approximation of what we can see is 40 megapixels, where 8K is 33 megapixels. But our eyes don't see everything in equal resolution. Then there's questions like, is 8K overkill?
Yes.
And it says, yeah, at least for TV it is. Yeah, and see, that's what it talks about. In other words, from further than 5 feet away, you won't be able to see any benefit of an 8K TV compared to the 4K. And that's at 85 inches. You know, you can already see a pimple on a gnat's ass now. How do actors want it to be 26K TV?
No.
Hell no.
All right, I want to show you guys something. This is how slow your eyes really work, okay? And I think this still kind of mind blows me today when I watch this video. I'm going to explain to you what's happening in the video, okay?
Oh, you mean the comprehension between the eye and the brain?
Know what your eyes actually perceive when you look at something like a tube TV.
Okay, and we're watching this in 720 right now.
Okay, so actually, I could probably, let's see if we can bump this up.
Go to 1080. Just go to 1080.
Yeah, it may suck because the stream ratio and streaming and doing this.
Right.
All right, so check this out. I'm going to tell you, this is at 28,500 frames per second. This is a tube TV. The guy's playing Mario. Check this out. I'm going to let you guys read the FPS. And remember, what you see on your screen is regular picture the entire time. Okay?
And remember that we consider cinematic 23.97 frames per second.
Right. So this just goes to show you how much tech is really in an old school tube TV. But what your eyes actually show you versus what is actually happening. So check this out. This is slowed down to 28,500 frames per second. We're going to go from there and make it even slower and slower. Remember, this is a Mario game. What you see in the game is a full screen. It never looks like it changes, right? Your character just sits there and goes to sleep, and you never see any of this stuff actually taking place. But check this out. So each line is drawn from left to right. So 28,500 frames per second. This is one image crossing the screen. So this is 118,000 frames per second.
That's the difference between I and the 1080p. It's either
Right.
interlaced or progressive.
146,000 frames per second.
Wow.
One thousandth of a second, 1/1,000,000th of a thousandth of a second. Oh my God. The millionth of a second. 380,000 frames per second. Do you see the pixels?
Yeah.
Taking it back.
Oh my
What
God.
is the point here? Am I missing it?
No. I'm just saying this is like just to go to show you what your eyes can and can't actually see. You see what I'm saying? This is where I was trying to point out the difference between 4K and 1080. You know what I mean? Your eyes only have the capability to show you so much. And if you take an old tube TV and you turn it on, you don't realize all that processing is happening right in front of your eyes. All you see is a set image. It's happening so fast that you never actually see the image change on the screen. But your eyes don't see how fast it's actually running that bar back and forth across the screen to make one image at over 100 millionth of a second. You're taking all of that in, but you don't have the capability to see what's actually going on there. You know? I don't know, man. It's incredible stuff.
That was probably interlaced, because interlaced goes vertically and then progressive is both at the same time.
Right. Yeah, Jose, that was interlaced. Back from the sky. What's up? Oh, yeah, Jose, you want to come on in, man? Sure. Absolutely, brother.
Oh, yeah, he did say that was interlaced.
Yeah.
You could tell because it was doing line scanning.
Right.
That's what they were talking about when DJI came out with their 1-inch sensor. It was line skipping because it couldn't do the line scanning fast enough without being cooled.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you feel at the moment we've kind of hit our pinnacle of tech?
Yeah.
Well, if you've got a 4K TV at 65 inches, you're seeing enough on a person's face that really, do you need to see what more could you possibly want to see?
Right.
You can see their nose hairs, for God's sakes. I mean,
pop marks in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, HD TV ruined me. Actors don't look the same anymore.
It's true. It's true.
You see like everything.
More than catch
Yeah. Jose, what's going on, brother?
Let me try again.
I can
Okay.
hear you just fine. Killing the volume on something?
Yeah, I hear. Oh, I guess he's gonna drop out and try to come back in. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a tube TV slowed down, but that's I never realized that was taking place until I started looking up phantom cameras and extremely high speed slow cameras.
Oh yeah, the slow-mo.
Yep. It is insane to see. Like, dude, that it's actually traveling faster than a bullet. That's how fast that is crossing the street, and you don't think about it because you're like, oh, it's traveling the speed of light. Yeah. But the fact that we can slow it down enough to actually see the speed of light is crazy.
Like Back from the Skies comment. It looks like a bunch of deer ran through somebody's wall and got stuck. Yeah.
And he's got more than that.
Yeah, they were out chasing women.
Poor Elvis, man. Victor doesn't know. Victor and Ron, they know how to pay attention to the conversation. Elvis always is in the corner like staring off into the
Hey,
dark.
Dave, look at this bruiser we got the other day.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, good size. Heck yeah.
That's an antelope.
No, that's some mule deer.
Mule deer.
Ooh, good question.
Some wild ears.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm Batman.
Should I pre-order this new drone? Why not?
Go for it, man.
I'm Batman. You know, somebody's got to be the guinea pig.
It's only $100 down.
Right. So can you hear us now there,
Got it.
Jose?
Yeah, I think I'm all right.
Okay. Good to see you.
Likewise, man.
Thoughts on the
Just-
Skydio?
Yeah, I agree entirely with what you're saying. You get to the point where it's just humanly impossible to even discern the difference between. I got a 65-inch Toshiba 4K upstairs. It is so sharp, it's freaking painful to watch sometimes. It is. It's just we're not used to seeing such in our. When we're talking about the human eyesight, you know, you're only the central part of your retina can see sharp. Everything else around it, the peripheral part of the retina, you'll see really freaking crappy, blurry, results from your lens, your actual lens, because your eye is constantly shifting and constantly centering whatever you're scanning with your eyes to that central portion of the retina. And so you get the perception of really sharp field of view when in reality only the central part, whatever you look. I'm looking at your eyes right now, Dan, and you look sharp to me, but this guy over here does not. I have not moved my eyes.
Plus
when I
the
scan
new
over
tech,
to you, now you look sharp, and he doesn't look sharp anymore.
plus the new tech with the backlighting of each pixel behind the screen.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm into, right? I'm into photo printing, where we're talking about the ability for the human eye to discern resolution.
Right.
So when we create photo prints, I shot this with the Anafi the other day. Okay, this is 13 by 19.
But how many PPI?
This is printed at not DPI. Don't get confused. Let me explain what that
PPI.
means.
Pixels.
Yeah,
pixels
PPI.
per-
So pixels per inch. I used a Canon printer,
Right.
and the Canon printer expects a native resolution or pixel density of 300 or 600.
Right.
So an Epson, it would be 360 and 720. So those are the actual native pixel resolution the printer expects to see from any image that you feed to it. So the driver usually will just take and interpolate whatever the pixels per inch resolution of your image happens to be into the proper native resolution for the printer to be able to then print, because the printer is going to create
Right. Because you can't print the whole wall board. It would be less than
pixel of
300.
color may contain maybe up to 16 micro dots of ink, depending what color, what value, what hue that pixel happens to be. And you only have maybe 8 different inks to create over 16.5 million different colors. So you can imagine what's taking place inside that. So can we see, back in the days in the year 2000, when I first started printing with inkjet printers, you had about a 60 dot per inch resolution. In other words, the printer would only be able to create 60 individual impressions of an image, and it looked like digital to you. You immediately knew that was digital.
Right.
And you got more and more and more as printers became more more modern and more up to date. Now we're at about the point where you just cannot see it anymore. I can pixel peep this image all day long, and I cannot see the dots.
Right.
Okay. Pixels, so forget it. You can't see the pixels. You got 300 by 300 in 1 square inch. How are you going to see that with the human eye?
Yeah.
You just cannot. You would have to use a loop, and a lot of people will use a loop and take a look at that, the way the dots were dithered or arranged to create a continuous tone representation of, for instance, that sky. Otherwise, it would look dotty. Do we need a 8K, drone camera? No, not really.
I mean, I go to the movies and they show 8K films, and I'm just like, why? I could go watch a 4K and not get any difference from it. I just don't understand why
But people don't know that, Dan.
Yeah, well,
They advertise that, and people that are not smart enough to recognize that are going to jump on it. That's the problem.
I got the new 8K.
I missed the first portion because I was out at a class, and so I'm back. And I guess you're talking about the Skydio 2.
Yeah.
Threw me for a loop when I first saw that. I saw Ken Heron video on that he just uploaded a little while ago, and I'm thinking like, wait a minute, didn't this look totally different before? It looks like a folding drone like that, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing that I saw that was interesting was that there's a video that they published where they actually show the technicians in the U.S. plant
working on
them.
I know.
And that's something DJI would never, in your wildest dreams, even show you.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of pretty open, a little bit.
I agree.
A little bit more transparent than the big boys.
I feel like they are being 100% transparent with everybody about all of this, and that is something I can really appreciate as a consumer buyer on the drone market, and
it's refreshing.
It is. It really is, man, to have a company, just say, hey, this is how we do things. It feels very blunt. I like that. That means they have nothing to hide. They're not trying to, they're trying to be as forthcoming as possible with everybody. And I appreciate that. So,
and I think they're really openly working along with Parrot, because they openly are using their controller, their Sky Controller 3, with their their own software and firmware for their bird.
They're smart. They're working with Parrot. They're working with Drone Deploy. They're working with NVIDIA.
Yeah.
3 different kinds of tech wrapped into one, and they're not trying to be all things to all people at one time.
Right.
They're just putting that technology there and saying, hey, where can we go from here? What can you do with it?
You guys can probably tell me this better than I could. How is it being marketed as an autonomous drone or a drone like a Mavic 2?
I think
for cinematic photography, is it just for sports type people on a motorbike and mountain biking, or you know what I mean, or kayaking, or
my honest opinion here is that well, I think that their main focus here is the AI tech.
Yeah,
that seems to be what they're really pushing on people is how good the autonomous ability of flight is. Mm-hmm. But to do that, there's only one type of action sequence they can really shoot like that, and that's what? Boating, dirt biking, running, jogging, going through the woods, snowmobiling, skiing. That's the only real true way you're going to show people how good the autonomous capabilities are, is by doing that. But then they do about 3/4 of the way through the trailer, they go ahead and they show you that it does come with a transmitter, and they do this very unique reveal shot going backwards where it automatically figures out that it needs to go underneath the tree and then out and around and then over to the left of the car, and it does all that for you just by you pushing the stick backwards.
Right, so because you said it had a 360-degree obstacle avoidance system, or is it a spherical?
Yep. So
wow.
6 cameras, and they're all omnidirectional. So it's got 6 onboard cameras that apparently are doing all the obstacle avoidance. They're all omnidirectional fisheye cameras. Mm-hmm. So it has a pretty good idea of up, down, side, left, right, and front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think they did an excellent job showing it. The marketing seems to still be pushing more towards the action activityist person than taking it out and flying it. Not that it can't. They want you to understand it can, but the reason all the tech is really in there is for the AI functionality. Mm-hmm. They can fly it like a regular drone, but they're marketing this more for the adventurist,
Yeah.
So, Jose, just to touch on that, I see the people out there that put out there and fly drones, and you'll sit there and they'll sit there and show their drone filming something, thinking, I apologize to those folks for being honest, but they're sitting there filming their footage, and they're like doing this jerky movement.
Yeah.
And they're falling around, where again, and I had mentioned here before, I'm into the cinematic
Yes.
end of things. And if I can get something to follow my motorcycle, or if I'm hiking with my friends, because again, that's what I am. I'm one of those people, and I think that's today's person, where they're an adrenaline junkie, where they're out motorcycling, they're four-wheeling, they're bicycling, they're skiing, they're motorbiking, whatever the case may be. And if that drone to follow them, down a mountain and under a tree and across the lake and, all that's what people want to see today.
Yeah.
The technology that they put into this drone, if that's that capability, if this drone is going to bring up to its hype, I really think this thing is going to be huge. And honestly, it's going to be, the original version is going to come out, but sit and think about, let's say, as they said, it's going to come out in November.
Right.
Think about January, February, even into April, May next year. What are the updates are they going to bring to this drone?
And there's room for those updates. Yeah.
Right. So,
Hey.
where I think this drone, I honestly think it's going to make people like DJI, it's going to make them nervous. On the same token, for us as a consumer, I think it's only better for us, because it's going to make all the other competitors saying, holy crap, look what these guys are doing. We better get up on our game, and improve. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're the first ones to put that Jetson on there.
Right.
And it's been used before on other drones, but they're the first ones to just integrate it. Okay, it's part of the package. We're not charging you another $500 for it. Now, what Carlos is asking there is about photography. Is you got to have at least 300 pixels per inch to have a decent photo, and it goes by distance, how far you can see it. Now, Ron and Jose can talk about that better. But it gets to the point where you can't make a picture too big if you don't have the pixels per inch to start with.
Well, let me give you an example. If you're gonna look at something like 8.5 by 11 at arm's length, 300 pixels per inch is about the minimum you need. But the minute you start creating like a 2 by 3 foot print, you can go to 180, because you're gonna step back to look at that, and it's gonna give you the illusion of continuous tone without the dots. A billboard, you can have a pixel as big as
100, yeah.
And still have, you don't need 300 pixels per inch or even 180. You could do maybe 1 or 2 pixels per inch.
But when you get
60-foot billboard, you're going to be on the highway looking at that. You're not going to be able to see. It's like going to the arena and seeing those big LED screens. Those things are this big around. Okay, that's how big that pixel is, as big as your hand. And from where you're sitting up in the upper seats by the nosebleed section, it looks sharp to you because of the viewing distance. It's all relative to whatever pixel resolution you might shoot at. Let's see. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, this has a 12 megapixel camera or sensor. It's a Sony CMOS.
Yeah, 12 megapixels.
Yeah, the Anafi is 21 megapixel, and you could do.
And so is the X5S.
Stuff like this, where you can see the bricks. Let me see. Yeah, I can count the bricks on this house, his house back here. I mean, come on. What more do you want, right? So for photography, maybe I won't be able to print something that big, create an aerial photograph that I can then print that big without losing a certain degree of detail. But you know what? It's all about the video. I think it's more video. To me, it's more important to do video than get up and shoot pictures up in the sky. I don't know. Maybe, that's just me. I agree with you on top. Elvis, is it?
Yeah, Ron,
yeah.
Ron does photography too.
Yeah, cinematic video, man. That's where it's at. Even if it's FPV, I've seen some FPV cinematic looking video that is just incredible. There's that dude that shoots roller coasters. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Holy crap! It's just ridiculous, and it's smooth and flowing. The Anafi has a cinematic mode. I don't know if that's anything new or not, but when you fly, it actually tilts the horizon for you gradually. So when you're yawing, you don't go from straight. Remember, it's one of the axes is optically stabilized anyway. You fly straight and you try to yaw to the right, you don't see that transition. Whereas you put it in cinematic mode, and all of a sudden it's like flying a fixed wing with a camera on it,
Right.
and yet not as pronounced. It's just amazing.
But that's supposedly what the FPV version was supposed to be as
Right,
well.
but that came out with a new upgrade to the app. The new
Right.
app integrated that. All you got to do is choose, instead of standard video, choose cinematic mode. It'll shoot at 4K 30. You can use standard, like color balance or whatever, and it will show you that gradual change of the horizon level. I love it.
Carlos, that is going to be any drone, I think, coming out in 2020. I don't think it's just solely for, whether this company is going to adhere to it or not. Either way, you're going to have to. What were we calling that, Jim?
ADSB and
ADSB. Yeah, man. I think it's probably going to have some ADSB. I don't think it's going to come with ADSB, but I'm sure they'll want you to do something to ensure that it has it, whether that's through an app or not. I'm curious how they plan on setting up ADSB across the board. Now, I know that Jim probably knows the most about ADSB from everybody here. So, Jim, if you want to go into that a little bit.
Is it still listening to my? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I just got a pop up. My USB is not recognized, so I don't know what that meant.
You're good.
But,
So that was the question.
The ADSB, I can show. I don't know if it'll come up on this. I can show you real quick. What it does is it shows you. First of all, it tells you that another aircraft is coming near you, and second of all, it shows you in a small little corner their ICAO number, how many miles away from you they are, and how high they are flying. Let me go to gallery. Let me see if I can just show you the pictures.
I'm going.
This is a picture of ADSB on a crystal sky. Now you see in the lower left corner,
Mm-hmm.
it's a map of telling me where the aircraft is, and I'm trying to make it so you can see that. If I press on that square, it'll show me the aircraft in the sky. Now, I took that as a frame shot, a screenshot, but it comes up with the flight's ICAO number. It's called AirSense. The distance away from you in kilometers and the altitude of the aircraft.
Now, he's asking, do you think it's going to come with ADSB? And my answer is going to be no.
No, it does not say anything about it.
But the real thing comes back to coming into 2020, all of your drones are going to have some form of ADSB added to them.
Yeah.
Whether that's through an app or through a device, that's something that'll be figured out, I'm sure, in the near future. So,
And it can be done through the app.
Right.
Because you're hooking into a system you guys already know about and half of you use, like FlightAware 24, stuff like that, where you can track the airplanes in the sky now from your cell phone.
Yeah.
It's just software.
Well, and that's, yeah. So it's, where was I going to go with that? Multi-rotor just popped in, DJI fan. I just kind of blew my train of thought away there for a sec.
You can take me off full screen.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Thanks.
Yeah, this goes for FPV pilots as well. For those of you FPV pilots thinking you're going to get away with not running ADSB, I believe anything over 250 grams is going to have have. Is that correct, Jim?
As unnecessary as it is for FPV, yeah, because they want law enforcement to be able to locate you.
Mm-hmm.
That is their purpose. because it's actually a form of remote ID. If you're putting out a signal and receiving a signal, they can locate your signal.
So all the FPV pilots are like, I'm not going to hit it. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I wish you the best of luck.
Mhm.
And if you look at the FAA statements, they even say it's for law enforcement and public safety.
Yeah.
You know, public safety, that catch-all phrase. But right now, look, a cop comes and unless he catches you being a peeping Tom, what can he do to you? Nothing.
Right.
But he will be able to when that remote ID is out. They'll have scanners, pocket-sized scanners that will bring them right to you. As long as you're flying and your remote's on.
Love to stay here all night, but it's 3:30 here. Must get some sleep. I understand, Thomas. Good night in Ireland.
Tomas, get some sleep. Dude, that guy stays up crazy late.
I know. What does he say? There was
The technology behind this whole Skydio. It's not going to be about altitude. It's not going to be about long distance. It's going to be about action photography.
sure.
It's going to be up close, low level, and being able to.
And clarity of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those are the three big things I think are the prime thing on this particular drone.
I think my worry stands at 4K res at high speed at medium altitude. I think being closer to the ground will cause less blurring effect. Being higher will cause more blurring effect. So it's a lot more to take in. For instance, if you're shooting scenery, trees,
Oh, like landscape.
right, landscape, and you're chasing a bike, I think you're going to see a lot more of that ghosting effect than you will being closer to the ground. A lot less it has to focus on when you're closer to yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
That's where a lot of computations have to constantly come in between the shutter, the ISO, the aperture. You know what I mean? It's got to be so quickly done
Right.
that you need the computer to do it. That's why, like, even when you're doing scanning, okay, if you're scanning a solar field, the most you want to be going is 3 meters a second.
Right.
You're doing an 80-80 overlap. I mean, it draws right back to that. You know, you can't be going 35 miles an hour and expect to get a perfectly clear picture.
You talking about for like sight scan and stuff?
Minute detail, yeah, like doing solar arrays or something like that.
Sure.
But even for regular photography, with speed comes blur until unless you can get the computations right with your shutter versus the aperture versus the ISO.
And the frame rate. So usually they recommend twice. Let's see if it's a 130.
Yeah, it's double.
30 frames per second, which is really 29.97 frames per second if you really want to get technical.
Twice shooting at once 20th
second. And so you may have to either lower the ISO as far as it'll go, depending on your lighting conditions, or put a neutral density filter to be able to bring the shutter speed down to twice the frames rate. That's what they recommend. That's what Hollywood does. Sure. And so people that like to shoot at 1/500th of a second at 30 frames per second get that jittery effect. When they're going, they get the little jitter effect.
Right.
Like that. That's because each frame is actually frozen. They don't show any motion blur. And so when you're yawing, then you don't have that smooth movement, if you will. You get that jittery frame by frame by frame by frame. Especially you're shooting progressive frames anyway nowadays. It's a lot of experimentation. I've been messing around with that, and really, in some cases, you don't see a vast difference in the results. It all depends.
Did I order one? Yeah, right after I purchased my Ferrari, my friend.
If you want a good website that'll give you information on this and help you understand those things a little better, especially with the camera you have. Just check out this site here. They've been doing this for a billion years, and there's some DJI cameras on there too. DxO, Mark, you guys are familiar with it, right, as photographers?
The what? I'm not. Go ahead.
Jose and Ron, you know this site, right?
Yeah.
What's the name?
DxO, Mark. They
I
do all the cameras, the resolutions and
okay.
the capabilities of the cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and they go in depth. Let's see, they've got the popular ones here. Like a lot of people use the A7R or the Sony A7.
You know what they're going to probably do is do a resolution chart test where they have this. Basically, it's a standard. It goes back many, many years to the film days. It's a wall with all of these charts that have different sets of vertical and horizontal lines, and they get smaller and smaller, like an eye test, except they use lines, and they will shoot that, and they can tell whether there's curvature of the lens, excessive, not a flat field type lens. If it's maybe curvature like barrel distortion or pincushion distortion, whether the edges are a little bit blur, then the central portion, what f-stop is the magic f-stop,
right?
The best, flattest field across the whole. Yeah, that gets to the point where it's just not realistic any longer. I mean, you can see, okay, this lens is better than that lens, or this camera better than that camera. But in real life, you may not even ever see the difference. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's interesting information, but it doesn't necessarily apply to like real world use.
And the dollar value.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to tell Dan. I don't know if you saw the video of the Skydio 2 on the left and the Mavic 2 Pro on the right, following the same guy on the motorcycle going through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the drones were like 3 feet apart from each other, and within seconds, the Mavic lost track of the guy and just came to a stop. It just hovered, while the Skydio just kept going.
My understanding is Skydio will do tandem tracking within reason. Okay, do you know what that is?
Tandem tracking?
Two people. Yeah.
Two people within reason. So as it has a harder time tracking too, if one falls behind, it will do its best to try to gauge outwards or change angle to try to keep both people in perspective. If it loses one, then it starts to focus on just one target.
Mm-hmm.
So if it loses the second tandem person, then it goes right for the main target. It can still focus on. It'll drop that target right out. So I think that's super cool, especially if you're drifting. Tandem cars drifting. You guys ever watch tandem drifting?
Yeah.
So it would
filmed
focus.
It.
Well, have you?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think that's unique. I don't think a Mavic would be able to perform that, honestly.
No.
I think it's only one tracking, correct?
Yeah.
You only track one object at a time.
Single tracking, and you hope it stays on it.
Right.
And if you get
it stays.
What I've seen in a lot of drones when they start to try to track you is that if you go on a shady area,
right,
that's it. I'm done with you. I'm
under a tree
anymore.
Hey, Jose, can you post that link to that video in the chat?
It was part of the when Ken Heron did his little reveal of this new product, and he was with his buddy that does the news for him. The Thursday night show that he does.
Jeff Sills.
Jeff. Yeah. And Jeff had all the information, and he posted that little. He just showed us a clip of that video. I haven't been able to locate it as an individual video, but it was Mavic on the right, split screen. So
right,
Skydio in the left, Mavic on the right, and I tell you that the guy started going down the mountain bike trail, and within seconds, I'm sure it was kind of rigged in a special way so that, you know what I mean? Enough of a to cause the DJI Mavic Pro to lose it. pretty much within seconds. And I thought it was a little humorous myself because I am not a DJI fan.
You're not a fanboy?
Well, that's why I like sites like this that go in and do comparisons between the cameras. And this particular one is just between DJI's cameras, the X7, which is hilariously expensive, and that price that you see on there for $2,700 is just for the camera, not the lenses.
Yeah.
The lenses are another couple of thousand. But then you look at the difference in scores, and then they go and explain the scores. Like here, they're comparing the X7 to the Phantom 4 Pro camera. And they're talking about the low light capability. Well, wait a minute. I just spent $5,000.
Yeah.
Right? You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is where sites like this come in. What am I really getting for my money?
Right.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you don't want to say on here, but how are things going with your situation, camera-wise?
Do you mean that battery?
No, the camera from Utah.
Oh, I still haven't been able. Okay, the post office delivered a letter that I sent priority mail. Let me get off of this thing. I sent a letter priority mail. The post office says it was delivered. Problem is the address was 8910 Bob Street. There is no 8910. It was supposed to be 8950. But they said they delivered it to 8910. The lady turns her screen away from me and goes, "Federal law says I cannot show you where it was delivered to." I said, "There is no such address as 8910. How can you possibly have delivered it there? So where did it go?" And this envelope contained some valuable stuff. So that's my problem. Now I have to put in a lost or stolen claim. I put in a tracking claim. Now it's got to go to lost or stolen. Yeah, it's a joke. They literally will not tell you. They're telling you that they delivered it at 10:44 a.m., but they won't tell you who they delivered it to.
That's why you got to invite her out on a date, and then you got to go, excuse me, does this smell like chloroform to you?
Yeah. It was,
drive her around the corner, park her truck, put her lunch tray in her lap, and make it look like she just passed out. She'll wake up, think she was eating lunch. You got your package.
It's ridiculous.
I found the little portion of that clip that I was talking about. I don't know how to share.
Well, let's do this. Give me 1 sec. Whose video is it?
Ken Harris. It's
you got to kill the volume on it if you're going to play.
Right.
Not only that, I'm only going to let it play for 10 seconds.
Right.
I have fair rights use within the first.
It'll happen. Yeah, it'll happen rather quickly.
All right. Like I said, I have fair rights use within the first 10 seconds. If it doesn't happen.
Let me tell you what the time code is.
Well, can you just line it up and I'll screen share it?
Sure.
And then I'll drop the screen share as soon as the 10-second mark hits.
Right.
Right before.
So how do I do that? I have it open on another tab.
So you would go down to the bottom where it says screen share and push on that and then click on the window and then hit share.
Click on the window. Screen share.
Window. Right. Yep. Click on the window and then hit share. I will get a little sharing box that'll pop up when you do that.
See that thing that looks like a TV and says screen share?
Yeah.
You click on that.
Right now, I'm seeing
multiple screens, right? Then you click on that, you say share, and then go click on the video.
Okay, hold on. I got a screen share up. So give me one. Oh, I had a screen share up.
Yeah, I screwed up. Hang on.
Gotcha. Once I open it, then just go to your second page that's open. And then we'll be able to see it. But you're going to want to large screen it. Okay?
Okay. So I click on share.
Yeah, then click on the window, then hit share.
And how
There
about
it is. Hold on. Let me pop it up. All right.
There you go. You did
Now,
it.
like I said, I'm only going to let this sit for
all right.
10 seconds, and then I'm cutting it.
Let me get it to the point where
Which one is okay? There shows you Skydio 2 versus Mavic 2. There you go.
all right. So see right here? That's the
Yeah.
Skydio right here. This is the video from the Skydio. This is a video from the Mavic.
Okay.
And this is the Skydio right in front. Okay, I'm gonna play. Or you gonna play, Dan?
Nope, you have all controls. All I'm going to do is drop the
Ready,
window.
set, and go. That's it. I'm lost. You see that?
Yeah, it followed it around the tree.
That's it. It goes on for longer, but you know, we don't want to.
But it followed it by going around the tree.
At that point, it just gave up.
Oh, it did give up.
Yeah. It said, no can go.
All right, now I've removed the share screen so nobody can see it anymore, but you are still sharing, so you're going to want to hit stop share down at the screen share button. See where it says stop sharing? There you go.
All right. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
I think they kind of manipulated that a little bit. Maybe. I don't know.
It does almost look like somebody pulled back on the transmitter stick to stop it.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know whether, I don't know exactly how anti-collision systems work. The Skydio seems to just go around them, whereas the Mavic do that?
Well,
it's got a path.
Stop and say, hey, I'm going to hit something.
It will do its best to find a path, but it doesn't process as nearly as quickly as the Skydio.
Yeah, I thought it was just, I'm going to stop because you idiot, you're about to hit a wall.
Yeah.
See,
but it does have APAS technology. So, like, if it goes in front of a tree, it'll sit there for a couple of seconds and then try and go left or right or above the tree.
It tries to plot a course.
The Skydio seems to just go.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's pre-programmed.
Well, and that's the thing, though, is that it's that's why I've been trying to tell everybody it's like the most advanced follow me software that I've seen to date. It is for let's say this, for the consumer market. All right, I'm sure they have military stuff that is probably a bit more.
Speaking of, what do you think the military is going to do with this?
Well, I would say they might have some uses for it, but I don't think they would really do too much with it, honestly. It doesn't.
They don't do a whole lot in the small UAS category, besides the Hornet and the Wasp.
Keith, I actually did a video about that yesterday, about UPS. Actually, if you had been in there the whole time, we talked about who actually designed that whole network frame base that the drones are going to be operating on. It was the same guys that created the Skydio. So,
obviously, they have a lot of time on their hands at MIT.
Yeah, just a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this is funding MIT schooling stuff right now.
I'd like to see, they must have one hell of a tech room.
It is MIT.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'd just like to get a look at it. Just a quick glimpse.
But, anyways, guys, this has been going for almost 2.5 hours now. I want to cut this off at some point, so people that are actually thinking about checking out the Skydio, I don't want to make them think this is like extremely long, even though it is.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to sit 2.5 hours. It's all good. We got 19 people in here. Don't forget to smash the like button. And any last words? I'm heading to Discord from here. Anybody want to join me?
I'm probably gonna crash for the night. It's been a long couple of days out.
Yeah, me too.
Jimmy,
I was hoping you were gonna do this tonight. I was away. I set up my class. Just got home and looked you up. And wow, wait a minute. Oh, by the way, you were talking about YouTube. All right. Remember the last video?
Yeah, suing.
I get all of your notifications. Every single one.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. I'm not getting a lot of people's notifications, honestly, myself. And I'll go to their channel and I'll click on it and it'll say I'm subscribed and I have all notifications turned on, but I'll notice that they uploaded 5 hours ago and I never received the notification for it.
Yeah.
So
Social Blade, you're supposed to hit 10,000 in 6 months.
Yeah.
I looked that up, man. Don't
you
give
know,
up,
man,
bro. Don't give up.
I'm trying to do it in the next 2 months. 6 months is way too
Oh,
long.
that's their projection, you know.
Yeah,
At
they
the
can
rate that you're currently gaining or losing,
They
we
can-
gain and lose subscribers every day.
they can project my balls on their face if I don't make it within the next 2 months. So. Hashtag grow a pair.
YouTube it's a weird platform, I tell you, and the AI that they use is just it doesn't get any more intelligent.
It's horrible.
It keeps getting dumber and dumber.
We need to bring in the MIT guys to fix the YouTube algorithm.
It's still on VP9
It's
encoder.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why they're being sued. I think it's funny.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait to find out what's going to happen. Can't wait. You're telling me I didn't gain 1 subscriber today, last week, the week before, a month ago? Nothing? Over 1,000 videos, and I haven't gained 1 sub in a month? Come on, man.
Are you serious?
Serious. Yeah. Yeah, it's just stagnant. It's just dead. They're not letting me grow at all. They're keeping even if I know a video should take off, it doesn't. It's like they just stop it dead in its tracks. They don't want it to have an opportunity to grow. I don't know what I did to piss off YouTube, but apparently I did something. So,
well, I'm gonna have to check that out now.
You were rated pretty high for educational channel.
Yeah, at some point maybe. That was before YouTube started taking interest in me. I think what happened is a lot of people started trying to they heard the troll thing and then they started reporting my channel for stuff.
Maybe. Yeah.
And, they don't understand that I'm only trolling people who deserve it or need it. And so they all just instantly think I'm this bad guy. And YouTube apparently doesn't take kindly to that. So
I watched what Creator Insiders channel that this Asian guy that works for YouTube and this loudmouth blonde that works there too. Every week they put out new videos, kind of talking to their tech team and telling you what's new and what's coming up. It seems that YouTube leans a certain way. Let's just say.
They were 3,200 changes in their AI tech last year.
Right.
3,200.
Did you see the list? They came out with 5,000 things you can't say on YouTube.
Yeah, I've got the 40-page list.
Gay, lesbian, you can't say transsexual, none of that stuff. They're totally against all of it. They don't want any discussions about it. So what they're saying is, LGBT, nothing. Can't say any of that stuff. Can't have it in your titles, nothing.
True.
And when you think about the strategy of YouTube, well, it used to be pretty much an open platform for you to post whatever you wanted back in the day. I'm talking 2009. Yeah. I opened up my channel in 2009. I got it monetized in 2017. Finally, it took me that long. And I don't even remember what the category or what you needed to do to become a so-called partner, right?
Back then, yeah.
Back then, I didn't know what the hell they were asking of me. And well, right now they want you. They're trying to mold their creators to fit on a certain
political agenda, politically correct.
They're saying that it's because the advertisers only want to put their ads in certain. When the advertisers say, Dan, you become an advertiser and you want to blow some money into YouTube, they will allow you to go into a certain only advertisers can enter this area, and you pick the category of video you want your ads to be placed on by the AI. Yeah. So if they don't like your video because you said this or that, you might get that yellow icon, right? That says not all advertiser friendly, or you might get the 0 icon where you get nothing. And I had a live stream where I get the yellow icon immediately. And it's like, what the hell did I say that was so controversial? Nothing. I'm talking about printers, and photography. So then I have to submit for a manual review. and within
Wow.
a couple hours, it becomes green again. But by that point, I got all the views I was going to get to begin with, on it because it's a live stream. I mean, so it's screwy, and they act like they're in a rock and a hard place where we have to. It's a very fine line we're walking here. We don't want to piss off the advertisers, and we don't want to piss off our creators.
Well, that's because, Jose, there's a lot of people doing, they'll put their cell phone up and then sit there and live stream it for 10, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
You know what I'm absolutely sick of?
Folding laundry.
Wow.
Famous TV people on YouTube channels that are actually monetized. I mean, what the fuck do you need money? You're making already $500,000 salary for your show.
Yeah.
Here you are putting funny clips from Jimmy Kimmel, Ellen, these little segments that they do. They become videos. They post them. Okay, don't monetize them. Okay,
right.
Video, but you don't need to monetize this. Us little guys, we're the ones that need to be monetized so we can then produce more videos.
Yeah. Or at least recommended.
You think Danny's going to poop money to buy stuff to then do videos on? No.
Right.
We have to be
self-sufficient. That's what they want, though. All these Amazon people that reach out to you like, oh, purchase our product and then do a review of it. And I'm like, what do you think? I'm baller status because I have a YouTube channel? I just make money out the wazoo. I just buy your products for testing because I can, because I'm making all this money on YouTube. No, that's not how this works, man.
Hey, man, speaking of that, just so you know, I'm a man of my word. I contacted that gal. Ain't gonna do it.
She's not having it.
It's not legit.
Oh.
Yeah.
How come?
She wanted me to go ahead and buy products and then refund me.
Yes. Yeah, we've talked about that numerous times. They will refund you. It's just I don't like doing it that way because it's annoying. It's like they hold the review over your head then.
Yeah.
That's the part I don't like about it. It's like, oh, well, we'll refund you if you, see, and she didn't tell me any of that yet. So, yeah, those are ones that I normally turn down. Like, no, because you're not giving me a fair opportunity to be a real consumer reviewer. You're telling me you're going to refund me, but if I don't, I guarantee you if I make a video you don't like, I won't get my money back.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
100% guaranteed.
Very professional to her, but I said, this is not a fit for me.
Yeah.
And best of luck to you.
So yeah, I encourage everybody for all these Chinese companies. Look, they want you to do all this work for pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar, dude. It's not worth it for a $10 toy or a $15 scope if they're not willing to send it to you. I always tell them, listen, due to the new guidelines that are going into play for YouTube, I am not allowed to accept or transmit money through whatever to purchase products due to the new consumer, protocols for drone review or for product reviewing on YouTube. The company must send the product free of charge for a fair, unbiased review from a consumer, product reviewer. And I send them this. I have a pre-typed out thing that I made for them. And most of them believe it. They go, oh, wow, I didn't know YouTube was doing that. So you want me to just send it to you?
That's what I told her. I said, this is the new and upcoming. And I said, I'm not going to buy these products and hope you'll refund me.
Right. More people need to start doing it this way. They need to stop just giving in and giving the company money, because then you're giving them exactly what they want. They have to listen. You put all the time and effort into your channel. They didn't do shit for you. They just waited until you got big. And then they're like, oh, we can take advantage of this guy. Yep. Why would we put all the time and effort into creating all these videos and making all this content when we have all these dumb, gullible people out here that will just fall for it? They hear they're going to get free things and they'll do it for a $10 toy, So if you feed into that, then I'm sorry, that's your fault, But if you just tell them straight up, listen, I do things this way. I take a screenshot of the agreements that I make with the company that I'm dealing with at the time, so they can see exactly what was said between us and what our terms were for agreement for the review. And then I post that in my video so they can see that I was not paid for this product, This was not a, you know what I'm saying, a promotional video. This was you sending it to me for me to do a fair, unbiased review of the product.
Right.
You know, and if they accept, they accept. Those drum kits, that guy accepted. He's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll send it to you. Just do a fair review. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Psh.
Yeah, she
You know?
was going to do that, and I'm like, well, I was professional to her. I said, I just don't think this is going to be a fit for me. Best of luck to you.
It doesn't even sound professional doing it that way.
No, I told them that's really bad business ethics, and they don't care because they're China. They just want to make money.
Yeah. You buy it first, then you do the review, and we'll send you a check.
Yeah. Here's another one sent to me, brand new JBL Go, free. Guy just said, just do a review and post my link. I said, okay, that's not an issue. I'm going to be honest. I want you to know that now. If it sucks, I'm going to say it sucks. I'm still going to hold up to my end of the bargain and post your link. But if it's horrible, then I'm going to say it's horrible.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can be, because Jesus, if you get known as pumping junk, right? It only takes one time.
What?
You're talking about?
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. What?
Oh yeah. Somebody made an I got to show you this. This is the funniest. Where is it? Somebody did a video today on this humongous, absolutely insane document. That is all of, I think 5 pages. All the American Drone Security Act of 2019. All it does is tell government agencies not to buy foreign drones that are plotting against us. Has nothing to do with you, me, and the guy next door. It's all of 3 actual pages, and the rest are crap. And it wouldn't go into effect until a year after it was voted on in Congress. And this right now is just a Senate bill that hasn't even been put in committee and gone through 800, renovations or whatever they call it yet. But there's a video out on it, and it's disastrous effects.
Look who contacted me today.
Oh wow!
Oh,
are you kidding?
Email.
He's the guy with the pretty T-shirts.
Knuckles deep.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. He made a video that the world's gonna end.
Yeah, sent me an email.
I should review and have to say I really enjoyed it. Huh.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Aw, that was cute.
Warm and fuzzy.
Hey, Bill, I still don't care, man. You're not going to get me back on your side, bro. Dude, you spent months screwing people over, and you're still doing it. I don't care. Stop reaching out to me. We have nothing to discuss.
your buddy was the.
He's trying his hardest, man, to get me on his side, and it's just not going to happen. So, yeah, no. All right, man. You earned your place. You shall forever be there until I see a change in you. It's not coming from me. It's coming from you.
The fiasco that was.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hey,
Well,
any news before we go? Any news on what this little exam we're going to all have to take is going to be about, the recreational flyer exam?
I wouldn't be surprised if they made it as complicated as the regular test.
I hope not. It'd be ridiculous.
I wouldn't think they could. I don't. You know what? I don't think that would.
A safety test.
Yeah.
What you're not supposed to do and what you're supposed to do, and nothing necessarily. I mean, we're going to be flying, no higher than 400 feet. By the way, when I was landing in Orlando, I was looking at the map and it told me the altitude on my little TV screen.
Yeah.
400 feet is nothing, man. I see videos that people must be 1,000 feet up.
Jose,
yeah.
Jose, the day I was in Orlando, I'm assuming it was tourist season, so they had all the helicopters up, so they might have had TFR zones while the helicopters were there, because anywhere I went in Orlando was telling me it was a no-fly zone, completely restricted, lockdown, TFRs.
That wasn't the case this time.
Yeah.
down in
Class B airspace anyway, but there's 3 airports in a row. You got Orlando Executive, you got MCO, and you got Orlando Sanford, all in a row.
mhm.
Plus, you got Disney World with a
Down at
3-mile
Disney World,
TFR around it.
I was at the All Stars Resorts, the cheapest one they had, and I looked it up, and we were good to go down there. Except Disney doesn't allow you to fly, in their property. But
Yeah, 3-mile TFR.
it was clear, and I moved the pin over to some swampy area, southeast of there, and it was wide open. You could fly,
Yep, you guys need to come to South Dakota.
but maybe not when you were there, Dan. I mean,
Friendly.
went to Gatorland and all that good stuff.
Bro, we couldn't fly any of those locations. Actually, I
That's where
probably
you should have stayed, Jose, on
Probably.
US 192.
I probably could have flown Gatorland, but I don't know if I would have been able to get close enough to actually see stuff.
Yeah,
They had a lot of tree cover at Gatorland, and everything was under a big covered basin of some kind. Like it was pretty locked
You
down.
ever been to Reptile World over there?
No, I
Oh,
went to
dude.
Gatorland. That was fun though.
did you feed the gators?
Oh, of course I did, man. That's where I got gator pink eye.
You know what happened one time? I went there with my wife, and they said, "Are you over 65?" And we weren't yet. Okay. Are you this? Are you that? Are you veterans? Well, yes. We got in for free.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like $29 each, man.
Well, Dan, I got to ask from
Like
another
$10 on a piece of horse meat.
what is gator pink eye?
Yeah.
He said, "What is gator pink eye?" So I went to Medieval Nights we went to Disney Springs. Remember the balloon ride that we took?
Yeah.
We went up in the balloon. That was uncomfortable as all hell.
Yeah.
And then we came down, and then when we left, we went to Gatorland. And the morning I woke up to go on the balloon, my eye was starting to get swelled up, right? And it was getting swollen, but not fast. By the time we got to Gatorland later on in the day, it was like really fat and puffy. And then I woke up the next day, and it was like, it was like an alien, But
Hey,
yeah.
how many subscribers is Bill allowed to buy a month?
Buy what?
Well, you think I'm kidding? Yeah, what? Look at this.
You want
How
to?
many?
Are we looking at a social blade to see how many negatives he has on there?
How many is Bill allowed subscribers is Bill allowed to buy a month? There's 958 subscribers in one day.
Oh yeah, those are bought. That's nuts.
In one day. And with them came 121,000 video views in a day. How did that happen?
Yeah, no, that's all right. So there you go. This is the type of crap I'm talking about. You guys want to know how these channels get so big? This is Bill the drone reviewer, correct?
Yeah.
There is.
Purchasing 1,000 subscribers in a day.
Look, he's only getting 10 subscribers.
Scroll back up. Okay. See that C+ rating?
Yeah.
Then you're B+. I mean, you're B-.
You're a B-, Daniel.
And that means these particular ratings here, there are over 23 million active YouTube channels as of today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
But look at that, 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
that's horseshit.
That's not real.
Okay, so iAdventures, let me just clarify this for anybody who's curious right now. The worst thing you can possibly do for your YouTube channel is purchase subscribers. Okay? Not only is it against YouTube's guidelines, but if they find out you're doing it, they will remove it. And if it happens again in a mass quantity, they will delete your channel. Okay? It is not something you want to play with. It's not fun. I don't know if those were purchased by Bill or somebody else, but there are companies you can go through, for instance, eBay. And I'm only telling you this for learning curve so that you're not dumb enough to do it. Just because someone on eBay says they will take your money and put subscribers on your channel does not mean a bot won't come through and clear those. Right. So if you spend $400 purchasing 10,000 subs from some guy, sure, he'll give you 10,000 subs and you'll get all 10,000 of them. But by morning, they will be completely wiped and that guy will have walked away with your $400 and there is no way to get your money back.
iAdventures, I'm right with you, brother.
So
They
This
used to do that with views too back then when views actually counted.
Yeah.
so
Watch
yes.
everything now. So
At some point, I actually had somebody purchasing subs for my channel that I was unaware of, and they were pointed out to me later on by a couple individuals that showed me my social blade, and they showed me all these different times that somebody had purchased subs for my channel. And I get it. I think whoever it was doing it thought they were helping me in a sense, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it cost me more than I wanted it to because it made me look really shitty in the end. You know,
And look, you're not getting any click-through rate.
Right.
It's
There's
not coming from recommendation. So they know these came from nowhere.
nowhere, right? Nothing comes from it. You don't gain anything from it. All they do is a bot will see the inconsistency, whether it's now or 5 months from now, when the bot comes through and checks your channel and goes, "Oh, well, how did you get 1,000 subs in one day?"
Right.
And then they just clear them, and all of a sudden you'll wake up the next day and you'll be 1,200 subs down, and you'll go, "What happened? I earned those subs," you know. And I thought I did at one point. I thought I actually was growing. This would have been around 7,000. I had 7,000 subs. I'm at 9,000, something like that now, like almost 10,000. But at 7,000,
you're 940.
Yeah, they cleared
9490.
They cleared 1,200 subs in 2 days off my channel.
Wow.
And I had to earn all those subs back like normal. I thought they were real subscribers. I didn't realize somebody over time was slowly spending money, $5 here to buy some subs, $10 there. I don't know who it was. I appreciate what they did or thought they were doing, but it wasn't helpful at all to my channel. It made me look really bad in the end. So I guarantee you nobody's forking out enough money to buy him 1,000 subs. I will make you a bet that is him doing that himself.
Oh, yeah.
So
come on. You can't do it.
There's another channel we discovered that was doing that. I'm not going to call him out. I'm not going to call him out. I'm going to let it ride.
No, I'll do it. Ready?
Unless, hold on, because I want to keep a data track. I want to see how often it happens. That way you can truly say this is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get it.
You get where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I looked at it and noticed it too. Just so you know.
Yeah, almost 400 subs in one day. That's about what Casey Neistat gets, and he's got 16 million subs.
For someone who hadn't actually made a video in that time period.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about. There was one video a week, yet 400 subs came in one day.
iAdventures Phantom 6 on Bill's channel coming up. First, he's got to finish digging up his nostril for that Mavic Mini he was looking for. Once he finds that, then we might see the Phantom 6.
Just incredible stuff.
Yeah, that guy is comedy pinata gold, man. He is just built for this.
I thought it was stupidity at one point, but it might just be evil genius. I mean, he makes himself look like a fool with digging his finger up his nose, putting it on YouTube for
crossover. That way. Yeah, he went opposite side, which already hurts my rotator cuff. I can feel it. That's too far. It shouldn't do that. It's pushing into my shoulder blade now, and then up.
Did you see that, Jose? He's got his finger up his nose.
Oh, here.
Picking his nose in a video, and the man left it up.
Yeah, it's funny. Here, I have the picture saved to my phone. I'll just show you.
He posted the video and left that up. I mean, you could trim the video for Christ's sakes.
Yep. Nope. Chose not to. Where the hell? There we go.
You must not have what was her name? Cat something.
Oh yeah, the wife's name.
Boom. Yeah. Here, let's do this.
What's this idiot again?
Hold on a sec. Here's what we're gonna do.
We'll screen that bad boy.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
For full pleasure.
All right. Boom. You ready? Kapow.
Wow.
That is a straight up digging for the Mavic Mini up that nostril.
And he's got that on his video on YouTube.
Bro, are you serious right now? Look at that. He crossed, and the funny thing is, you see him cross over. You see him make the crossover. He goes from here, holding the phone, to here to go up with his
He's
opposite.
holding the phone at his face.
Yeah.
Knuckle deep.
Oh God.
I like that knuckles deep. That's pretty scary.
That's what I call him, knuckles deep,
He
man.
was double digit deep. The guy was incredible. But to leave it up is just
Comedy pinata.
Yeah.
Worse that or the cursing and swearing and hyperventilating at your wife.
oh yeah. Yeah. And that one, what, 6 people had to tell him to take it down on a live stream he was on?
6?
He didn't
About 60 or 60.
no, I mean on that stream. You were on that stream telling him to take it down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was not wanting to take he had already left it up for how long?
Oh yeah,
This is the one where he just absolutely lost his shit.
2000. Oh, you're talking about that one.
Yeah, when the flight aviator controller wouldn't work.
Yeah, the fluidity
man-
controller.
The man lost his shit.
Wait a minute. The guy with his finger up his nose is that guy?
Yeah.
Same dude.
Yeah. That shows you what we're working with here up top.
This
Yep.
is
Okay.
the big drone reviewer who owns one drone.
Who doesn't review anything. And when he does, he goes into hyper panic mode and screams at his wife and thinks of every cuss word he possibly can while his drone flies away in panic mode because he doesn't know how to just boop, turn the transmitter
What was
off.
the aftermath after all that?
Oh, he got it back
The
after
drone came home.
Yeah.
he.
No, after that video, I mean, he got a lot of flack.
Oh yeah, we gave
Oh
him
yeah,
flack.
yeah.
He owed everyone an apology after that. And
Aaron tested that thing, and he was scared shitless of it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Use
I
it.
Adventures brings something up. I just wanted to say this real quick. The man bought the empty boxes of the DJI equipment he has behind him. He bought the empty boxes.
yeah, there's no drones in those. They're just boxes.
That's a fact. He said it.
He said it himself. Fact.
Hmm.
This is the type of guy that people are watching, and they wonder why the rest of us that actually have knowledge lose our shit when these
Yeah.
guys grow.
Yeah.
Anybody can put on a pretty face and be like, "Hey guys, I'm Bill the drone reviewer. Today we're going to talk to Curtis Dart." Curtis?
Right.
I can do that, but I choose
Everybody
not
else
to.
does the work, like Marcus.
Right.
Marcus is always on there with good information.
I would rather be in your face telling you how it is and answering your questions. When he doesn't know something, which is all the time, he diverts the comment over to anyone else. Curtis, can you take this?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's amazing how much he doesn't know for a drone reviewing channel.
I didn't believe that empty box thing. I just did not believe that until I was directed to where, he admitted it. It's like, holy crap. He gathers info from everyone he's heard acting. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah.
I just looked him up. He said nothing. He said nothing.
But
He's convinced enough retards because they're all watching his stuff. He gets 1,200 views every time he puts a video up.
Let me see.
and he has no information. I
Nothing.
just showed you the 6-page
We
bill.
He's not earning anything.
we literally just sat in here for almost 2 hours, gentlemen, and gave solid information the entire time and what if scenarios based on facts and data. You're never going to get that out of his show. It's always going to be him and his little cronies. Well, what do you think, Curtis? Yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing. Yeah, things are great, Curtis Dart out. It's like, oh, okay. And then they wonder why I don't watch him. I can't. I want to shoot myself in the face.
Or swallow thumbtacks, how you put it.
Hey.
Swallow thumbtacks. Do something. Make it interesting. You said.
Oh my God. This person said, that person said. The difference is Night Train. Nobody said it except for him. He's showing us what type of guy he is just through his actions and activities and how he does things and how he handles himself. There's a big difference between he said, she said, and actions. You know,
It's like, Jose, try and imagine him going into your realm.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He buys a printer, and then 2 weeks later, he is a know-it-all. He's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
He never flies his drone further than that lake behind his house or 5 actual houses away from his.
Mm-hmm.
There's his limit. He's scared to death to fly it.
Mm. I've been kind of lucky that I've been able to find this niche that's pretty narrow. I mean, somebody asked me, because I've been posting a few drone videos here and there. I got like 60 of them. I put them on a playlist, but they're inside my regular photo printing channel.
Yeah.
And, you know, people, you'd be surprised how many people, photographers, are also drone flyers.
Right.
So I've been just integrating it slowly into my regular channel. But apparently when you search for any kind of information, I pop up. So that's been good. That means that I'm not in an area that is just oversaturated. Like, how many drone channels are there?
There's a million.
Well, that's the problem, is that it isn't over.
All of the, FPV and all types of, like RC flyers, and there's so much of that around.
You've done very well for yourself, man, to get 26. Are you on 26 or 27,000 subs?
But you know what's happening? It's not showing after 26. I mean, I'm not gonna say, "Oh God, I got 26."
No, they round it off now.
They round it off, so you got to get the next 100. It'll go to 26.1.
DJI did that. I mean, YouTube did that.
Yeah.
Well, it's all I know is that if you still watch Bill the Drone Reviewer, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your mentality. I'm sorry for the cognitive ability he's going to steal from you and the brain cells during his show. I hope you don't start smoking crack after watching one of his live streams. If you need any help after watching his live streams, we're here for you. You know, if for some reason you feel like you need to pick up the meth pipe after watching one and take a few tokes and go to La La Land, I will set up a support line for you. Okay? You're more than welcome to come to this safe haven of greatness here and communicate with real people that know what we're talking about. All right? Yeah. The offer's out there.
He's not going to listen. Yeah, I marvel at these guys that are doing reviews on these little toy drones and all kinds of irrelevant crap that's being sold, because Banggood sent it to me. Thank you, Banggood, for your and let me do a review for you. It's just
Alibaba.
It's crap. I mean, I don't get it. Is it for the to say that that is it just for the number of videos you put out? Or, I mean, if I put out 10 videos, they better be informative. They better be, each of them better stand up, individually, and not.
Oh yeah, just give some information.
Send me some crap. I'm going to do a video for you on it.
Yeah, not speculation and horse crap.
I get products from Epson. I get products from Canon. I get products from third-party sellers, and I test them, and I review them. And if they suck, they suck.
But he doesn't. Nobody's sending him a damn thing.
Yeah, no, not since the fluidity incident. That's what
that fluidity wasn't even sent to him. It was someone else's.
Yeah, Marcus or Curtis, I think. Marcus.
Yeah. I don't think I know who this. I don't think I know who Curtis is.
Curtis Dart. Marcus. I can't think of Marcus's last name. Either way, all
Marcus
Crawford.
Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford.
But Idaho
Quadcopter. But let me just say that Fluidity never intended to send it to him. The only reason he had it was because a friend lent it to him while he was doing his review of it. And that cost Fluidity more than I think they realize. It also cost DJI, because now DJI doesn't want anything to do with Bill the Drone Reviewer. So not only does Fluidity not want anything to do with Bill now, DJI is like repelling him like a bad turd and an exorcism that needs fiber. So just saying.
Yeah.
All I know is, Dan, if you ever accuse me of attacking your girlfriend, we're done, man. You attacked my wife.
Oh man.
Uh,
This is definitely the old farts complaint corner. I guess, man, if I'm feeling old and feisty tonight, bro. Oh, jeez. I do though. God, Bill makes it so easy. He's just a comedy pinata, man. If you set yourself up to get whacked with a baseball bat, it's gonna happen. You know, I don't know how many times you got to do it before you go, "Hey, I think I'm doing something stupid." You know, maybe it takes one to the dome to come to a realization. Maybe his drone will fly into his head and he'll be like, "Tink," and have like some epiphany afterwards. You know, that would be great. I would buy that video.
you ever, speaking of flying in your head, you ever see it? I just watched that again tonight. The guy who's the water buffalo farmer that had the Mavic 2 fly into his face.
No,
Did you ever see that?
no,
Oh my God, dude, you will roll out of your chair.
really?
Oh my God, yeah. Hold on, I'll find it. I'll put it in the chat.
JDS is in the house. JDS, I'm doing good. We've actually been trying to shut the stream down for like 30 minutes now, and we still keep coming back. We do it for you guys, bro. We do it because Jose said so.
Those, subs that Bill the drone guy gained.
Back to my place so they didn't have to see what was going on.
Dan, you gotta watch this, dude. This guy, oh my God, it's hysterical.
All right. One more time, just in case y'all missed it. Just in case y'all missed it.
One more time with gusto.
Dig. Dig.
Oh,
Knuckles.
That nostril.
Knuckles
Oh,
deep.
yeah.
That's double digit deep.
see, now I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh my God.
Oh, get up there, Bill. You dig for that booger, sir.
You go, boy.
Get it. It's not over until the pinky sings. Come on.
Dan, I put it in the chat.
Okay. Oh no, you didn't, because you're not a mod.
Oh, it didn't go.
Yeah, type something. Oh shit. Well, it's all right. Go ahead, type something real quick. I need to make you a mod real fast. Give me 1 sec here. Woohoo! I got 2 dislikes. Now we're talking.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We started talking about Bill. You know his cronies are hanging around.
Oh. Is that where that came from?
Oh, you know it.
Try it again, Dan.
You are now a mod, sir. Post your link.
Woo!
There you go. And you gotta watch this guy. It is hysterical. Even the first minute or two. You gotta share this. Just the first minute or so.
Did you post it? I don't see it.
I put it in.
Yeah, you got to hit enter.
Is your computer plugged in, man? Nothing, huh? Interesting. Says you're a mod now. I'll do it again just to make sure.
Yes, I'm a mod. No, don't.
Are you putting it into the StreamYard chat or the YouTube chat?
The YouTube chat. Oh.
Are you on private chat or comments?
Let me put in the where the hell is here?
Oh, I see the live comments.
There's the private chat. Here. As the host, I think I can post.
You got to play just the first minute or so. It's funny as shit. It's hysterical.
Yeah, you can post it, Kane.
Yeah.
What the hell? What did you send, bro? It's not even a clickable link.
What?
Yeah, this is a really weird link, bro. I can't do anything with it.
Well, look, I just put it up. Did it show up in
Try it.
YouTube?
Hold on. No.
So it shows me that I posted the link?
Hold on a sec. I think as the stream mod, as the head, I can do it. Hold on one sec. I think I can do it, though.
No, but what I'm saying is it shows me that it there.
Should see it now. Yep. Isn't that weird? I can post it, but none of you guys can.
Is that something you can control, that you control?
I have no idea. I've never had an issue with it before. This is your Captain. Brace for impact.
Is this the guy on the tractor? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. I think it's hysterical.
This guy that flies it
reenactment
into the wall.
Just the way he narrates it too, it's funny as hell.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
2 minutes and 19 in.
Dude, don't let it go. Don't let it go. Tip it sideways. Okay. Bro. That's happening right now. Sean, what's up? All right, here we go. Ooh. Damn.
You can play it without the audio.
That dude said, fuck.
It messed him up. But then he does this reenactment. That's the funny part.
It dinged it.
Apparently he had a spark and he didn't realize that the Mavic 2 Pro was a little faster.
I just crushed my drone.
What did he say about the other one drowning?
Oh, yeah. The spark drowned somewhere. They had a flood.
Yeah, I saw that. He showed that flood.
They had a search party for the spark.
Jeez.
Yo, this is like a whole video of just nothing but crash drones for 20 minutes.
It's like 10 minutes long, yeah.
Yeah, this says 18 or 20 minutes. Yeah, I'll have to finish that again. Yeah. It's all good. I'll have to finish that right after this is over. I got it saved up here.
It's Google. Yeah, like I said, he's a water buffalo farmer.
Drone to the face, water buffalo.
Yeah.
He's going to have a reenactment of the incident.
Yo, you want to see my
reenactment? Oh my God, it's hysterical.
You want to see? You got your computer pulled up there, Ron?
Yeah.
Look up a Vine. It was my stupid friend. It's called Moo Motherfucker Vine Original.
On YouTube?
Yes. MOO, like moo, like a cow. Moo. Make sure your sound is turned up. It's only 7 seconds long.
What's Vine?
Moo motherfucker.
Original.
Daniel.
You should see a cow in a pasture. Do you see it?
There's okay. Yep.
Yep. Click on it. 7 seconds long.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's so stupid. It's funny.
How do you get into Vine?
Vine
what happened to the Vine website?
Vine is closed. Vine's not available anymore. All the best Vines were saved and put on YouTube. So if you know them by heart, but that was my dumb friend that did that one. We never thought it would go that big, but he was driving past a cow field and he was mooing at the cows. And then he had this rich idea to get out of his car with his sister and scream at the cow. It is just epic.
That was good.
Yeah. See, tears. I had it too. Every time I watch it, I shed a little cry tear, man, of joy. It's amazing. It is so stupid that you can laugh in 7 seconds, but man, he just, I don't know.
Move, motherfucker. It's amazing the simple things in life that will.
Man, that cow went running.
He did.
And then he's like, no.
Well, he hit a pitch. I don't think I could hit unless I was
I know.
surgery or something.
Oh God. Everybody's Googling it now at home. They're like,
That's
motherfucker.
That's a Michael Jackson high pitch there.
Oh my God, dude. No, those are epic, man. I used to know them all by heart, but yeah, that was one that we never expected that was going to do that. I think he posted it and I didn't know anything about it. And then like a week later, he's like, yo, you have got to see how many hits this got on Vine. I think he was at like 6 million hits. I was like, holy mackerel. Crazy.
The cow is running for its life.
I had no, like, he just gets out of the car and just starts running at the cow, screaming, moo, motherfucker. It is just amazing. It's amazing that something so simple can put you in tears like that.
Careful. You can take me off full screen, Dan.
Oh, are you? I don't show you as full screen.
Oh, shit.
Did you put yourself as full screen?
You did.
I did?
Yeah. I mean, I can make somebody else full screen, but nobody else was. There you go.
Hey.
Jim's full screen now.
Peace. And love. Peace and love to you all. I'd be sharing peace.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Dan, do you have contact them? Dan, do you have contact them? What?
Do you have contact glue?
No.
Hey, Jerry. Drone Obsessed.
Oh, yeah, Jerry's in here.
Do you have a contact email?
Whoa, we had a question. Cold War, are you still in here? Cold War.
All right, here's Dan's email.
You think the Skydio R2 is a good deal? Yes, I finally got people calling it the R2. I pre-ordered. Some sites are so pro. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a fantastic little platform. No guarantees, man, but what's the worst that happens? You have to resell it to somebody else and you lose out on a bunch of money.
It's not a gamble. You know what I mean?
I don't think it is.
It's
either.
half the price of the other drone. Let's not even give it credit. The other drone credit. It's half the price. It's close to stay.
What is it? $999 and $146 for the controller.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
With $100 batteries, which is
$99 batteries. Yeah.
That's even cheaper. That's $40 cheaper.
Batteries, the Anafi, or are they? I'm not.
I don't know.
Now, tired there, Dan.
Huh?
You look like you're wiping out, buddy.
Oh, I mean, I got 3 hours of sleep. I've been up since 7 a.m., so it is what it is. So you were asking what Vine really is, Jim. The idea of Vine was to create a 7-second video that can make people laugh. And because of Vine, a lot of people became famous. So I'll give you an example. Logan Paul.
Right.
Everybody's heard of Logan Paul. He's only famous because of Vine. He used to do funny 7-second videos, and then Jake Paul started doing them, and then both of them got noticed, and then they got picked up by some TV shows and little streaming services, and the next thing you know, they're these massive YouTubers because of Vine. So there's a whole bunch of people that got famous because of Vine, and then they shut Vine down. I don't think they shut it down. I think they got bought out. The new Vine is now called TikTok. So the creators of Vine, everybody wanted Vine back so bad that they came up with a new name now, and they called it TikTok. So the TikTok app is now the new Vine. So if you go on there, you'll see 10, 12-second videos now of people trying to do funny skits in 7 to 12 seconds or less and make you laugh. Some of them are really entertaining. They will catch you off guard. You know, there's a guy on there, I can't think of his name, but he does Disney pranks with friends. Where he just rolls up on you singing some Disney song, and he always does something from the song to the person that he rolls up on. You know?
Who's got the ambulance?
Huh?
Who's got the ambulance going by?
I have no idea.
No, that's me.
Oh. So, Yeah, I don't know, man. He does storytelling with friends, story time, and then he like walks up behind random people and he's like, he didn't know her, she didn't know him, but there was love brewing, you know. And then the people that are walking in front of him are like, what the hell? And they turn around. He's like, I'm just kidding, you know. So there were some funny vines that really came from that. If you guys have never seen the vines, just go on YouTube and look up best vines of all time, and some of them are going to make you laugh. Some of them are going to be like, that was really stupid, or you don't understand it. They're funny. I find them to be amusing. Penny the talking dog. Well, guys, it is like literally 3 hours and 14 minutes into the stream. I think for real this time we're calling it.
Okay.
This is real. This is not a drill.
This is not a drill.
We've been preparing for drills up until this point, but I'm obviously getting disoriented here. I'm like talking about Vine like it's important.
Yeah, moo.
Yeah, moo.
I'm
Exactly.
mooing out.
Motherfucker.
Just moo out.
Moo out.
All right.
So, yeah. Jose, later, bro.
See you, bro.
Ron, it's been fun.
Take care, brother.
Thanks for popping in, dude.
All right, bye-bye.
Yes. Mike, I will see you in Discord shortly. For those of you that feel up to it, subscribe. I need it. My algorithm needs a boost. I'm going in for surgery again on the 10th, maybe the 13th of this month. I've been out of work for almost 3 months due to complications in surgery, and I need to keep my YouTube channel alive. So if you feel like supporting, please be supportive. Definitely helps, especially when I don't have a source of income coming in right now. So the more supportive, the better DW will do. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Hashtag grow a pair, and I am gone.